Hello! Hello! Hey everyone, it's time for the art stream. The art stream is beginning now. We're gonna do some art. Does anybody like art? Does anybody like art? We're gonna do some art now. It's art time. It's time to do some art. We're gonna art. I'm gonna art stuff. I'm gonna do some art. Gonna ink some pages. We're gonna ink some pages. We're gonna insane some nachos. Hello, insane nachos. How's it going? Hope you're ready for the nachos. How's it going? Hey, Mr. Leo? Hey, Mr. Leo, how's it going? I'm just getting started. Just gotta get started here. One second while I find my eraser. Where'd it go? What happened to the song? Oh. Oh, there it is. It fell in the trash can. Thanks, Mr. Leo! Thanks. I'm gonna try to have good luck. But we'll see how it goes. Well, how are you doing today? How are you guys doing? Are you having a good week? I hope so. Oh, you have bad luck? Yeah, I might need a little bit of bad luck because I'm worried that... By the way, how's my sound? Let me know if it's too loud. I better check, actually. I'm worried I'm going to have too much good luck. Especially after Mr. Leo wished me good luck, and then I already had good luck, and then if I have too much good luck, it might become terrible luck. So if I need a little bit of bad luck to balance it out. Do you think that's a valid concern? Audio seems good. That's good. That's good news. All right. It does sound good to me. All right. I'm gonna get started. I'm gonna get started right now. Right this second. I got my tape. Here's my tape. My roll of tape. I'm gonna tape this page to the page. I'm gonna tape this board to the page. That's what I'm gonna do. It's the first thing I'm gonna do. Yeah, it does sound pretty good. It's a good audio level. As soon as I can get my tape off of the roll. Oh, it's like stuck. See? Look at this. This should probably be tilted up a little. Maybe like that. Accepting your song requests. Super Valis 4. Oh. Oh. There you go. Not the one that TMR played, but also a good soundtrack. That's one of the first games I streamed. Damn it, this, oh my god, this tape, it will not, I can't get it to peel off. Look at this tape, it's ridiculous. Come on, tape. You heard Valis 4 is bad? No, it's not. You mean the Super Nintendo one? It was in your mind? No, it's not bad at all. No, it's good. It's good. Well, I mean, it's inferior to the TurboGrafx one, which TMR played recently. It's kind of that's kind of an inferior port, but it's not exactly inferior in the way that Dracula X is. It's still worth playing. You know, it has some unique content. It has a totally unique soundtrack, and it finally got the tape to come on. And it has kind of a unique power-up system as well. And the levels are different. They're like entirely, I mean, the same tile sets kind of, or they reuse the assets, but it's kind of different levels, kind of different bosses too. That's enough unique content that it's worth playing. I would say they're both worth playing. It is not at all bad. It is a bit inferior to the TurboGrafx version, but it's a little bit cut down. Doesn't have the other characters. Doesn't have the anime cutscenes. The music, although very good still, like I mean, it's a really good soundtrack, but it doesn't have the CD quality music of the TurboGrafx version. This is not bad. I think it's good. I think it's quite good. We'll hear a song in a second. Hear a song right now. Yeah, I love this song. I love this song right here. Love it. Awesome. Amazing song, actually. Amazing song. I also love the first song of the TG16 version. They're both really great. Really great. So yeah, you should try it. You should give it a try sometime. It is a good Valis game. It's still probably one of the better games in the series, quite honestly. And that's mainly because a lot of the earlier ones are very janky. Like they started out as computer games, so very awkward. Nintendo's adding it to the... Yeah, I heard that, yeah. That's cool. I mean, that's good. It's good to have that on there. Oh no, the tape is stuck again. Look at this. Oh no, this tape sucks. Why? Why does it suck so much? Are we allowed to play retro theme songs like old TV shows? I want to say yes, but is that going to be... Do you think there could be copyright issues there? Do you think that there might be copyright issues? I'm worried that there might be. I mean, we have played them before. We have done it before, but I don't know. I mean, which song were you thinking of? I guess it's probably okay. Unless it's like a really famous one. Then maybe not. Oh, you don't have any in mind? Well, I mean, we probably should just try to stick with retro music for now, as long as there's all this controversy about stuff, you know? Probably should just try to stick with retro game songs, because that should be very safe. That should be very safe. I don't think the composer of Super Valis 4 is going to DMCA strike me. I don't think that that's going to happen. Alright, let's ink some art. Nightshade. I don't think that the artist of Nightshade, the NES game Nightshade, is going to come after me. I think that's unlikely. I think that's very unlikely. Alright, we're gonna ink some comics. Let's see, let's put this like here. And thanks in advance, Nachos, for donating to my legal funds. Both I and my lawyers appreciate it. Thank you for your contribution in advance of $1,000, Nachos. That's very kind of you. I will accept it. I will accept the legal money. Free flip. Yeah, free flip. Could you free me? I want to be free. I want to be free. Alright, it's time to draw some art. Donkey Kong Country 3 music. Let me listen to this. I really should play through this game one of these days. I'm sure it's got to be pretty good. Hanging at Funky's, huh? Sounds like a funky song. 10 years for playing the Sanford and Son songs. No, Flip. Not 10 years. Like a voice clip there. I could sing it though, right? They can't get me for that. It's my voice. I can use it however I want. They can't stop me, right? I was just listening to myself. I sounded like a duck, I believe. I sounded like how the TMR duck sounds. Can they? They probably can. Damn it. They probably can. They have ultimate power over all of us. They can just do whatever they want. Throw you in jail for using your own voice to sing a TV theme song. They probably can. Hey, Nightshade. Let's listen to it. Nightshade. Here's a game I have not played at all. I'm familiar with it. I remember watching TMR play it. Looks like an interesting little weird point-and-click adventure game for the NES that's like a little bit more obscure. It looked pretty cool, but I never tried it. Maybe we'll eventually try it for Flip Nintendo. If we can get to it. We'll see. Oh, that's right. That was like one of the weird choices. Nightshade. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I guess I'm glad that that's coming out there. That's cool. We should do some more Switch Online, like the NES thing. Like you can do multiplayer, right? We should do some of that at some point. Oh, this is probably my song. Yep, Silent Hill 2. That's my song. I can tell by the song as well. Mario Kart. That would be fun. We should do some of that. It'd be really cool if they came out with a mod for that. We could play 4 players. Wouldn't that be neat? Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if there already is one. I just don't know about it. That seems like a thing that people would want. Just like how there's like a Mario 64 multiplayer mod or something. You know, most mods are stupid, but occasionally there's one that is a good idea. They tend to go after fan mods like that, sadly. Yeah, that's a shame. Did they take down that Mario 64 multiplayer thing? Yeah. That is a shame. They probably shouldn't do that, but you know. It's just how they are, I guess. What can you do? Yeah, find it. Well, I'm sure that you can. Yeah, of course they would still be out there somewhere. You can find these things. It's not really that hard, right? Like if I wanted to find it. Maybe someday. Ugh. Euphoria. That is Mr. Leo. Because I have not played this game either yet. So I don't have this song in my playlist. That's some classic Sunsoft music. It's pretty good. This looks like a good game. It's another game that I've never tried, but would like to. Probably pretty late for the NES, I imagine. It was called Habareke in Japan. It's called Euphoria in America or Britain, I guess. Oh, it sounds like some Batman music. Nintendo. But there's some excitement with Nintendo. They just released Sephiroth for Smash Brothers. People like that. That's exciting, you know? Release Smash Brothers. Smash Brothers characters. I don't know. I think I have some of the newer characters, but I don't know if I got all of them. I'm not sure. I think I don't have... I don't know if I have... what was the last one? I think I have Banjo-Kazooie, but I'm not 100% sure. I think I have Dragon Quest Hero. I know I have Persona, dude. There are Mii Fighters? Oh, I didn't know that. It probably... Is that a new thing, or did that come out with Cloud? Yeah. The Mii Fighters, that's right. There's so many characters. I don't really use the Mii Fighters. I haven't played the new Smash Brothers that much. I can play a little bit here and there. But I don't really like playing fighting games online that much. So, but I'm okay with the Splatoon character. You play Pac-Man. I think I remember playing against you as Pac-Man. Yeah, I recall that. Right, we did some Smash Brothers in the past. It might be fun to do some more Smash Brothers again. Just throw a fire hydrant like a madman. That's what you do, right? In Smash Brothers. We could play more Smash Brothers again sometime. Everybody's so good now, though. It's sickening. And I don't really play. I don't really practice. Everybody I play with, even casual people who seem casual, are just like way better than me. Yeah. But I like it. I mean, you know, it's still a fun game. So maybe we could do some more Smash Brothers sometime. I don't know. But there's so many games to play. There's just not enough time. There's so many games. We're gonna have time for all of it. What was that? What? Oh, Elemental Master. Ah, that just went right by. Is that Genesis? Sounded cool. How about some classic DOS music? Here we go. Doom music. Man, I was so mad when Doom got chosen for RGG, and it was the PS1 version, and they just had no music. It made me so mad. I got very mad. Can't believe. I guess I had forgotten, because I think I actually rented Doom 64 and played it a little bit. But I had forgotten that there was like these versions that came out in consoles that just took out the soundtracks. Man. Those are some of my favorite soundtracks on the computer. And meanwhile, like, new Dooms are coming out, and I don't even like them because the music is just not the same. It's just not the same goodness. The newer metal-y, or whatever, metal-y ones, I just don't like the style, the music. But I love these old ones, though. They're so good. But, you know, I don't know, I've watched some of the new Doom, like the 2016 one. There's two of them, I guess. But I've watched some of it, and I sort of feel like I might not like it anyway, besides just the music. I don't know, like, the way it's all very, like, melee, or, like, or, I guess it's like very finishing move, fatality, kind of, you know, a lot of it's just, like, jumping into demons' faces and, like, crushing them. Like doing fatalities. I don't know. It's kind of weird. So I'm not sure if I'm a big fan of it. I don't know. Maybe I'll try it one of these days. Maybe. Yeah, that came out in 2016. That new Doom. And that's 4 years ago now. And then there was like a second one, Eternal. I don't remember what year that is. Maybe 2018. Secretly wants the demons to win. It's no secret. Yeah, I do want the demons to win. At the end of original Doom, when you like come back to Earth, and you finally get out of the demon dimension, you get back to Earth, and you know it's the stereotypical horror ending where the demons have taken over, and it's like, no, the demons were already here. That's the way it should be, Nachos. The demon should win. That's why it's called Doom and not, like, happiness or everything's gonna be okay. It's called Doom. That was the tip-off. The demon should win. I mean, you should. Your dude should win, but then he should lose in the end. Even though at the end of Doom 2, I think you do win anyway, and you like to defeat the evil. But it comes back, so you never really win. That's the way it should be. It's no secrets. I'm on the side of the demons. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, I got some Doom music on here. It's a lot of the music on here is console music, but this is some of the more rare computer game music from the computer games of my youth, which I like. So some of them I really like the music. That was back when computer games, to me, also had good music, you know, sometimes. Not all the time, but yeah, sometimes. The ones that I liked. Westwood games. Remember Westwood games like always had good music? Good production values? It was different times. Like, I liked all games back then. I was just excited for every new video game coming out. Would buy the gaming magazines and read them cover to cover. Like, not just one. Well, my favorite was Game Fan, but I would still get like all the gaming magazines. I'd read them all. Here we go. Techno Cop. I would even go to, like, I don't know, stores and just to, like, sometimes I wouldn't even buy I would just, like, go to the store and, like, read the magazine in the store. I think. But I still bought a lot. I bought a lot of them. Bought piles of them. I took them home and I read them cover to cover so I could be informed of all the latest gaming news, because it was important back then. Back in the 90s, when all the exciting things were happening, the gaming world was awesome. Remember that? That was great. Man, I miss those days. Those are good days. Of course, this is, you know, it's not all bad now because there's still FromSoft games. There's still good things happening. There's still, I don't know, Elden Ring's coming out. And that's exciting. I mean, it's not as exciting a world as it used to be, but still a few things here and there. No new Blackthorns, though. They're not coming out with any new Blackthorns. If they did, they would probably suck anyway, I guess. They wouldn't have music like this. They would have, like, something ambient, but, like, much more boring. It would sound like generic film music. But, man, the music is so cool in this game. Listen to this music. This is a game that I could stream sometime. Blackthorn. This is a good one. Prince of Persia. We could do like a. I mean, there's a bunch of like Prince of Persia like games that are really awesome. I like all the classic Prince of Persia style games. I like Prince of Persia itself. Prince of Persia 2 was a really good game on the DOS. Super Nintendo port was very bad, but I think that was not even officially released anyway. It was like unreleased. It's probably because it was so bad. But I like the Blackthorn. I like the Out of This World. I like the Flashback. Although I never played it. I never finished Flashback. I'd like to go back to that sometime. They call those cinematic platformers now, the Prince of Persia style games. Which, that's actually a cool genre title. I'd like to go back and play more of those. Cinematic platformers. One of these days, maybe. There's a bunch of like obscure ones, and there's some that are like really, really terrible. Like Zorro. If you want to see a really terrible game, what a really terrible PC game looks like, you gotta check out Zorro. But I would kind of still like to play that, just because it very well could find a place on my list of bad games. Actually, my worst game list is very NES heavy, mainly because of Fliptendo. I need to play more really terrible computer games, because that's where some of the really, really bad, like the worst games are. On the computer, on the old computers. Well, I mean, probably the newer computer, too. Like, I'm sure there's some really, really bad games on Steam. But, I need to play more of those bad ones for, you know, for the purposes of filling out my worst game list. So it's not super NES heavy anymore. Because it's not like all the worst games were on NES or Famicom. Though there's some very bad ones. I mean, Hoshio Miro Hitu is... That game is really amazing in how bad it is. Really amazing. Yeah. I want to play more. At some point, I want to play more DOS games, more C64 games, more Amiga games. Or, I guess, any, because I've never streamed any of those games. Not more, but let's play any of them. Just stream any of them. That would be fun. But there's so many games to play. I don't know. I don't know. We're gonna have time. I'm not gonna have time this month. Maybe next month, though. Once we get to Fliptendo 600, probably gonna slow down a little bit on the Famicom games. Mainly just, well, for a couple, I think there's a couple of good reasons for that. Number one, it would be nice to keep Dr. Sparkle ahead of me. Yeah, Snatcher. We're going to definitely do Snatcher still. We have time. I want to try to finish the Famicom games up to 600. And I still have a couple subscriber quests I want to get to. Like, I want to finish Threads of Fate. We'll do that at some point. I definitely have to get to Snatcher. And then, I don't know, that could be all we'll have time for, but we'll see. If we have more time, then maybe we could do Amiga games or something. But next month, I don't know. I think next month I'm going to just completely take some time off of Famicom games and just, like, play other games. Well, if we don't get to it this month, we're definitely going to play some Amiga games. And I might want to play some other computer games as well. Maybe. Well, I don't know. Something. Actually, we should probably get to Seiken Densetsu 3. Because I have that. I have the official translation. And I've never finished it. And it would be great to finish that game on stream. DOS Tendo. Well, yeah. I mean, people love DOS. It's crazy. You can sort of tell this from RGG and, like, all the DOS fans who just keep piling DOS games onto his list. When I was doing DOS games for a little while, I did like a DOS week. People were coming out of the woodwork. People love DOS. I don't know why. I guess it's just really nostalgic for a lot of people. And it kind of is for me too, because I played a lot of those. You bought Deadly Premonition on Switch? Oh, good. I hope that you like it. You know, do you want? There are some things you probably should know going into it. Do you want to know? Do you want to know some things? Do you want to know what things to look out for? It might help you enjoy the game more. It's a really I love the game. You've seen some things about it online. You played it yourself. Okay, so I'll give you some basic. It's not even so much tips, but just expectation modifiers. So the game starts basically with a dungeon. They're kind of, I guess they're essentially equivalent to dungeons. Like the game has, they're sort of like action scenes, but they're the equivalent of like these sort of like Resident Evil kind of dungeons that you go through. You know, like these like, you know, mazes or maps. Maybe maps is a good word because they're actually, some of them are outdoors. But, you know, like outdoor, you know, like essentially like a Resident Evil level, you know, like you know. But that's just, they're not the whole game. So the first thing I want to tell you is, and you probably know, but those are not the whole game. The game is actually kind of a Grand Theft Auto hybrid game. Like it's half Resident Evil, half Grand Theft Auto, and half, but with the sort of aesthetic and style and narrative style of Twin Peaks. So the story, a lot of the stories, well, I don't know. Yeah, open world. Yeah. So it's similar to, I mean, structure. It's actually very similar to like Grand Theft Auto. So you start off the game. The first thing you start off with is one of the like the action scenes or the dungeons or the maps or whatever, the action maps. All right, you're gonna start with one of those. Now those parts of the game, they're not bad. They play very similar to Resident Evil 4. They're not bad, and they're kind of like the action horror parts. You like fight enemies. But the thing about those is they're not really that good either. They're very repetitive. And the story behind that game is that I think that the publisher forced Swery to put those in. He originally was not going to have all that stuff. It was going to be more limited combat, and you had to like use stealth to get it around. But then they sort of like supposedly the publisher forced a lot of stuff like that being in the game. Anyway, that stuff is the worst part of the game because it gets pretty repetitive. There's only like a couple enemy types. There are some bosses though. The bosses are pretty neat actually. So I like that stuff. But yeah, I'm just trying to let you know that stuff is not the fun part of the game. The fun part is all the open world stuff. The open world stuff is awesome. There's a lot of cool things. So yeah, it's structured like Grand Theft Auto with the gas station lady, right? Oh, there's many offbeat characters and story things. A lot of it is great. But yeah, structured like Grand Theft Auto, you go around the map open world style, and there's like these beacons you can drive into or walk into, and that'll initiate either a side mission or a story mission. It is very worth it to do the side missions in Deadly Premonition, is one thing. I guess that's a tip. Very, very, very worth it to look around and do the side missions, because not only do you actually get really useful stuff, like, for example, the driving controls seem terrible at first until you learn that you can actually upgrade your car. It is easy to miss stuff, yeah, because the way it works is certain side missions will only be available on certain chapters. However, you can, if you do miss stuff, you can go back and redo chapters in order to like do the find the missions you missed. But since certain things are only available in certain chapters, it can be easy to like miss out on like optional stuff. So you kind of want to like stay on the lookout for that stuff a little bit. And I played the PS3 version, which may be the best version, unless the Switch version is really good. I don't know if the Switch version is like a good port or not. Hopefully it is. But the PC version that was released a while back is very buggy, so that's not such a good version to play. The PS3 version is good. The only problem with the PS3 version is that they like took out the difficulty settings. The original game had like an easy, normal, and hard mode, but people don't really like the combat that much, so to respond to that, they just took out the other difficulty modes and made the easy mode the default. But I'm not sure if that actually improves the game, because it just kind of makes the combat parts more boring. But I don't know if that's really ideal. Anyway, yeah, so it is easy to miss stuff, but don't worry about it too much, but definitely explore. Some of the little side missions give very important rewards. Like I think I didn't finish but like with, for example, the driving controls are really bad until you realize you can unlock better cars by doing certain missions, and things like that. Like, I believe there's an item that lets you warp around the map, which is a huge thing that helps out, which is unlocked through a certain side quest, which is easy to miss. Yeah, things like that, So that's about all I would say, I think. Like, it's a game it's really cool. I would say, like, don't rush through it. Yeah, take your time, just explore during the open world segments. Look around, try to do side missions. and just kind of just enjoy the atmosphere of the town. It's a really cool... I still love the game. The game has a lot of problems, but the good parts of it are so extremely good. I mean, and I might be building it up too much, because you might not... I also am a huge fan of Twin Peaks. And David Lynch. It's my favorite TV show of all time. So if you're a big fan of that stuff, it'll probably go a long way. And if you're not, then it's possible it might not be your thing. How long? It's not super long. I think even if you go around and do a lot of side missions, it shouldn't be more than 30 hours. And it could probably easily be done quicker than that, a lot quicker. I don't remember exactly, but I feel like it's probably not 30 hours tops, and that's if you do if you try to do most of the stuff. I think. The main story stuff is not super long if you ignore a lot of optional stuff, I think. The story is really weird, really offbeat, but I think really good. I really like a lot of the characters, especially the main character. The main character is one of my favorite characters of all time. He's just one of my favorite characters of all time in a video game. Really, really cool main character. The story is just very, very and some of it is just entertaining, and a lot of it is kind of offbeat or just weird in terms tonally. So some of it is verging on so bad it's good. But then the main character is so extremely well written and cool and memorable that's just purely good. So I mean, there are people who like it in kind of a enjoyable bad game kind of way, and there's people like me who just think it's great. Very buggy, but it's okay. Yeah. Well, I think that it depends on what version you're playing. That may especially apply to the PC version. The PS3 version, I don't really recall being that buggy. It's probably a little bit buggy. There's probably some weird glitchy things that happen if you just kind of go around the map to random places. Probably get your car stuck places or stuff like that. But I don't remember it being that buggy. Honestly, on the PS3, I don't recall it being that buggy. The Switch version, I don't know. I guess it would depend on how good the port is and what it's based on. I haven't read anything about that. But yeah, I mean, I guess if you're a fan of Skyrim, then it shouldn't be a big issue for you. Definitely play it, and I hope that you enjoy it as much as I did, because I love that game. And I will be streaming Deadly Premonition 2 at some point. Heard very mixed things about Deadly Premonition 2, but considering that the first game got trashed initially, I don't trust a single word of anybody who criticizes it. Definitely playing it for myself. I'm going to find out what it's like. Deadly Premonition 2. We're going to play that game on stream at some point. I do. I have it on Switch, yeah. I have it. That was a birthday present. So I just got that. I just need to look for a good time to play it. I would definitely like to do that soon. But it doesn't. I don't think it's especially Christmas themed, so I'm probably not going to do it this month. And I'll probably do Seiken Densetsu 3 first. But maybe after that it'll be the next new game I play. I don't know. Maybe February? Seems like a Valentine's Day kind of game. Maybe February would be a good time to get to it. Yeah, I'm trying to think. What are the other... I do have a bunch of new games I need to get to. What do I want to get to? I still really want to get to Kingdom Hearts 3. I want to stream that. It's got a couple years old now. It takes me a while to get to things. I remember when it came out. I don't know. I don't trust reviews. I don't trust anybody's reactions except my own. But it did seem like the reaction to that game was a bit lukewarm. I don't know. Not that I really pay attention. I don't even read reviews anymore. I used to read gaming magazines religiously and be all over the reviews. And now I don't. I could care less. I just am not interested because the opinions of game quote, journalists are so far away from mine that they may as well be living on a different planet. But, this music's too pensive. Let me find something else. I haven't played this one. This is a good one. This is happy, cheerful. Dragon Quest 11. Yeah, Dragon Quest 11. You know, I really do want to get to that soon. Because I know that would make Skittles very happy. And he's not here right now. So, I'm not just saying if maybe he's lurking. Probably not, though. But I would love to get to that. Just to make Skittles happy, I would love to get to Dragon Quest 11. I mean, if I had my way, I guess I might be tempted to just put that one on the back burner and wait until I've played all the other Dragon Quest games. But that could take forever. I don't know. I definitely want to get to it. I definitely want to get to Dragon Quest 11 soon. But yeah, no, I probably would do Deadly Premonition first. And I gotta play Kingdom Hearts 3 because I really like the Kingdom Hearts games. Still only played Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. I know that the spin-off games, some of them are not very good, but I wanted to. There was a couple I really wanted to play. I at least wanted to play Dream Drop Distance since it had the World Ends With You characters in it, because I was a big fan of that game. Oh yeah, I heard they were coming up with the sequel of that too. I hope that's good. I hope that's good. I hope that's real, first of all, and actually good. Because I don't trust companies as much these days. I don't know where I'm at with Square. I'm not sure how I feel about Square. I'm not sure how I feel about Final Fantasy 16 from looking at it. Like, on the one hand, I think the idea of just... If they're gonna... I mean, considering that they've just been heading down this path of Final Fantasies of just going to action games, I think if they're gonna do that, it looks like Final Fantasy 16 is the one where they're just finally like, okay, it's just gonna be a full, all-out action game. And if it looks like it's just one... You don't even have a party anymore, it's just single player, which is probably for the best, because like the most awkward thing about Final Fantasy VII Remake is the party. Like the party dynamics really kind of weigh the game down and make it feel like too much. But yeah, you gotta finish Dark Souls 2. Your motivation. Drangleia Castle killed the vibe. Oh, really? You don't like Drangleia Castle? How come? Is it because Drangleia Castle is like a really strange, bizarre area that doesn't make any sense at all as like a castle that people live in and it's just like a crazy fun house of weird stuff? Is that why? Or is it because it spammed too many enemies on you, like one too many times, or what? Yeah, I like it. I actually like the Drangleia Castle. I liked it. But, I mean, what I just said is obviously true, but... yeah, Dark Souls 2... Did your dude is too powerful? Oh, really? Well, I mean, you could just spam your way through the game, then. Kill Looking Glass. Oh, well, if you killed Looking Glass, you're done with Drangleia Castle, then. Like, you're done with that whole area. The next area, well, let me just say this: if you're feeling overpowered, the next area was going to knock you down a peg. The area that comes after Drangleia Castle is going to take away your overconfidence. Yeah, Shrine of Amana. That's gonna. I played Dark Souls 3 when it first released, so I played that area is toned down now after patches. When it first came out, that area was really something in terms of difficulty. And I actually liked it, but a lot of people complain about it. I don't like when they nerf stuff because of that. Like, the Lost Sinner used to be like a really challenging boss, and they way toned him down for some reason. But yeah, that's a cool area. Shrine of Amana. Yeah, so like there's things I want to tell you about. Like, can I give you some tips, some pointers, or some maybe not even so much tips as like notes? Can I give you some notes about Dark Souls 2? Because I think there's certain things about it that make it more fun if you know about them. So, for example, well, let me say this. Let me give you a little bit of history. Like, when the game first came out... By the way, have you ever looked at videos of the beta for Dark Souls 2? If you haven't, you really should, because Dark Souls 2 was a really amazing looking game in the beta. I remember that I actually got to play it at San Diego Comic-Con the year just before it came out, like half a year before it came out, back when it was like beta. So I played the beta version, the beta lighting system. It was not just the lighting system, so it was actually like the entire game was redone. Look at some there's a comparison video, dude. You know what? Let me just show you. Actually, I gotta show you. You gotta see. You won't believe how different the beta version is until you see it, because it looked amazing. So the entire game was redone, probably because the theory is that they realized that like they wouldn't be able to run it on PlayStations. It just wouldn't run as it looked way too beautiful, and it would probably have like a lot of frame rate problems or something like that. I think that's the theory. Is it beta or alpha? Hold on a second. Okay, here we go. Oh man. Now you're gonna see what looks like a whole different game. Oh, is this the right video? Yeah, I think this is it. Well,
thanks for having us.
I'm not interested in the interview. I just want to see the comparison shots. Is this? Yeah, I think this. I don't know what are they talking about, how they fucked up the game?
More so in Dark Souls 2.
There's a better video that just shows like a lot of stuff back to back. Maybe it's alpha build. Ugh. I'm gonna find it. Yeah, the torch system. So what is this? I haven't seen this. Are they talking about how they a more precise and complete comparison? Maybe this is it? Well, anyway, this ought to... Yeah, so that's the same... Yeah, here we go. I mean, I guess this is... Except I don't like their music, so I'm going to play my own. Hold on. I'm going to play my own music. Let me find some Dark Souls-y music. That's not appropriate music. No. Let me do this in the other screen. While I play this. Oh, this is good music for this. Right. It's a massive visual... It was a massive visual downgrade. Like, so not only on the lighting, but they had to redesign all the areas that you could see in the alpha build were completely redone from the ground up. All the texture work was redone. All the environments were made a lot more plain. Look at, and so the game in the top left, look at the lighting when he does the bonfire. It's like, I actually think that the alpha of Dark Souls 2 looks even better than Dark Souls 3, which was a next-gen game. So it looked amazing. But yeah, also, they brightened it up. They brightened it up a lot, and they were going to have like these really dark areas where it was like almost pitch black and you needed a torch. And then they kind of... For whatever reason, they like second guessed that and they kept the torch mechanics, but the torch feels a little bit more useless now because you don't have those. Now here's this is all like a long kind of build-up way of getting to one of the notes I wanted to tell you about. So although the torch is not as useful as it should be because there's very little areas where you can't... I mean, there's basically no areas where you can't see because of darkness. Like, you can see everywhere. Even in the, quote, dark areas, you can always see without a torch, right? There aren't any dark areas like that. But, however, the torch is still, like, the key to making Dark Souls 2 more fun. There's there's a lot. There's actually a bunch of levels where the torch has hidden mechanics, where it does things that you wouldn't be aware of because it's actually kind of hidden and subtle. They tried. I guess that was their way of trying to keep the torch important, but a lot of people don't know about it. So like the big example is you must have played through the gutter, right? The gutter has a whole ton of places where you can like light up braziers and stuff and like make a so like in general that like as you can see right there. By the way, look at the comparison on the of these screenshots here. Look at the old version with the darkness. Look how cool, man, the game would have been so cool if it was released like this. I got to play this area in the alpha. It was so cool. Like imagine if this was how the game was. It is so just enemies coming out of the dark. And you wouldn't, without the torch, you can't see anything. Like, that is so cool. That's such a cool idea. It's so perfect. Similar to, like, the Tomb of Giants, but with, like, very, very upgraded lighting. It's just so awesome. I really like the Tomb of the Giants in Dark Souls 1 for that. Like, I love the whole idea of torches in games like this. I love, just like the feeling of like carrying around a torch and having that kind of I like dynamic lighting and like darkness. I like games with darkness and like torches and you have to go around with a torch and you can't see that very far. I just think that's super cool. So I guess I am the particular person this mechanic is designed for, but anyway, what was I saying? That was the Black Gulch. Was it? What was? Oh yeah, the Black Gulch. Right. Yeah, that's another. Yeah, that's another one that has that hidden mechanic. Yeah. Right. So the Black Gulch. You like the torch in No Man's Wharf? Right. Gradually lighting it up. Yeah. Well. Yeah. Well. There's the one Pharaoh's Lockstone that you can use in No Man's Wharf that lights the entire area up and like totally changes the dynamic of the area and also makes it a little bit easier because the trolls will kind of not come out as much when the whole area is lit up. And that's really cool. There's some cool mechanics in Dark Souls. Hey, Asian Waste! I actually did love Minecraft. Yeah. I think that's actually one of the reasons why I love Minecraft so much is because of that whole darkness mechanic. Yeah, I mean, yeah, actually. That's definitely a big part of it. I mean, I also love the building mechanics and the world-altering mechanics. Minecraft is a pretty... just this awesome. The game gets like you know, joked around about a lot, you know, like people joke about it, but and you know, people bash it, people who haven't played it because like it's like a kid's game. But I actually really like Minecraft. I think it's an awesome game. It's like one of the few. Let me try again with your little meme humor called Terraria. Oh, there you go. Now you got me. Now you've provoked the intended response. Yeah, I wouldn't. I've tried Terraria. I don't like it. I don't really get Terraria. I don't understand why people like Terraria. But people do. They love that game. Maybe I should have tried it for longer. But I just don't see it. Hey, Skittles! I was just talking about you earlier. Because we mentioned Dragon Quest XI. Alright, no, but I gotta finish... Wait, we're watching Dark Souls videos. I think that we've seen... enough of that. Let me go back to the art full screen. What was I saying? Yeah, I was trying to tell Mr. Leo about Dark Souls 2, guys. Don't interrupt me, alright? But hey, how's it going, Asian Waste and Skittles? Good to see you here. Yeah, so hidden mechanics with the torch, Mr. Leo. Mr. Leo, when you go... The gutter in Dark Souls 2 is one of the coolest areas. But what makes that area so cool is all the braziers. Like, if you go through and, like, actually light them all up, it changes the way... the area, like, the whole area gradually lights up, and then by the time you've played through it and you've lit up every torch, it becomes such a cool area because it's like the whole area gradually becomes visible, and it's so cool looking when you've lit up all those torches. But a lot of people, when they play through, they just ignore them all. They just kind of play through the area in darkness and don't even realize that that's like a thing. Also, the Shrine of Amana. I mean, the gutter is the most... It's the one area where they sort of preserve the darkness mechanic that they were going for a little bit. But even that area, you can play through and just ignore the torches because it's still bright enough that you can see. Why is Alf so tiny? I don't know. Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know. What the? I don't know. That's weird. Wait, let me try another Alf. We gotta talk about. Mr. Leo's talking about giving up on Dark Souls too. I'm trying to tell him more cool things about it. Let me post some more Alfs. That doesn't look. Is it because it's near the bottom? Oh yeah, okay. Oh well, huh? It's just that one. It's just the one in the left that becomes just tiny for some reason. This is a good song. Yeah, that works, right? That works okay. So Mr. Leo. Oh, the giant ant. Yeah, that was a cool part of the gutter. Yeah, the gutter was one of my favorite areas in it. The whole pit, Grave of Saints, and gutter, like as a whole, was my favorite part of Dark Souls 2 because that was such a cool area. Just a cool concept going down like this giant pit. Dark Souls 2 is interesting because it's like easily the most unfinished of all the Dark Souls, like by far. Like the original, I've been watching some videos about like the original concepts for the game. And it was completely different. It was going to be a more interconnected world that made more sense. And a lot of the stuff in Dark Souls 2 that does not make any sense, like how you go through like this giant, this windmill area, and you go up an elevator into the sky, and you're suddenly in like a lava castle. It's because like a lot of areas just kind of got rearranged and pieced together. Like they had to change the whole structure of the game because basically they were in a hurry to release it and it was unfinished or something like that. They scrapped a lot of their original ideas. But, which is why a lot of the game doesn't make any sense. The whole story, I think, was reworked too, and it doesn't make any sense at all. Yeah, the Shrine of Amana, Mr. Leo. There's other uses for the torch too, besides just lighting up braziers, lighting up darkness. Did you know that you can use the torch in the... So the Shrine of Amana, well, I don't want to spoil it, but let me just say this. The Shrine of Amana has the torch has a very non-obvious but important use. You can see into the water with the torch. Use the torch in Shrine of Amana. It makes the area, it's very helpful. Let's see. In the Harvest Moon, no, not Harvest Moon, sorry. That's a farming game. In the Harvest Valley in Dark Souls 2, there's a place where you like go into like this poison gas mine. You know what I'm talking about? You can use the torch to see through the gas. Ordinarily, you can't see anything in that area. You have to just kind of run around blindly, right? You can use the torch to see in the gas. It's not obvious why that would be a thing, but you can. Right, exactly, Mr. Leo, exactly. What I'm trying to say is, yeah, Dark Souls 2 has a bunch of little things that are really cool about it. I still, even though the torch mechanics were kind of stripped down, I still think going around and lighting all the torches in Dark Souls 2 is fun, is really cool. And I love how it like changes the lighting in areas because it permanently lights up braziers and stuff. And I don't know, just walking around with the torch is really cool. It would have been a really cool mechanic if it felt more necessary, because the torch forces you to like not use a shield. And also you can't just, in order to light it up, you can't just like pull out a torch whenever you want, like you can in Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne. You have to either do it at a bonfire or you have to use a special item to do it. So it's a lot of trouble to use the torches, and there's not a lot of payoff, but for me, they made the game a lot more fun. Torches. And antithesis is how people want to play the game. Yeah, it's probably something. That was probably what they thought, but I think that they were wrong. I think it's kind of like how when Demon's Souls came out, people thought that, oh, that game will never be popular because people don't like hard games. I think that the people ultimately people would have liked it if they'd had it be as dark as it was in the alpha. I think it would have been really cool, and I think it would have been good for the game. But I think they made a big mistake by cutting down on those mechanics. But It's a shame, you know? I don't know. There's a lot of things about Dark Souls 2 are a shame because the game had so much potential to be amazing. And I still like it. It's still a cool game, but it really, it was a big disappointment. Like the flashlight in Doom 3. Yeah, actually, yeah. The flashlight in Doom 3, you know, really does not make as much sense. I mean, it's like a whole different thing. Like there's a whole different, but it is the same. It is the same idea though, that you have to like make a sacrifice in order to have light. But you know, the difference is that in like Doom 3, you can't even have a weapon out while you have your flashlight out. Whereas at least in Dark Souls, you can have a weapon. You just can't have a shield. You know, it's more of a logical sacrifice. And you can still block with the torch. It's not like good blocking. But you can block with it, and it looks kind of cool, like they made a blocking animation for it. Kind of like how if you two-hand, I don't know, this is something that a lot of people don't realize, but if you two-hand your sword, like you know how you can two-hand your weapon? Hold your weapon with both hands so you can like do additional damage in all the Dark Souls games. But if you two-hand your weapon, you can also block with the weapon, which has its own like animation, and it looks cool when you do. Like there's something kind of satisfying about it. It's not as good as blocking with the shield because it only blocks partial damage. But I always thought that's a really cool mechanic that like nobody ever talks about, or maybe nobody even realizes that you can do. I don't know. Does a weapon breakage? Yeah, which I like. I think that the weapon breaking mechanics have their place sometimes. Yeah, it's one of those things that like some people are just like adamantly against, like no weapon breaking. But I think that in the right game, it can be a really good mechanic. Not all the time, but you know, the flashlight bop was a weapon. Oh, and Doom 3. You know, I never really played that much Doom 3, so I'm not super familiar with it. Only played a little bit. That's a game I should probably, I don't know, maybe go back and try to play through one of these days. And also, like, I should play through the original Dooms as well. It's been a while since I played through them, and never done it on stream. I mean, we did do a little bit of multiplayer Doom. We did some multiplayer Doom with Nachos and with, I forget, who was it? Was it Tam? I think it was Tam. To be honest, though, I kind of didn't enjoy multiplayer Doom that much. At least not co-op multiplayer Doom I did not enjoy. It kind of just messes up the whole difficulty balance of the game. Like, it's either way too easy or way too hard. If you play on, like, normal mode or on ultra violence, it's way too easy. And if you play in nightmare mode, then you, like, die a lot and respawn, but it becomes, like, this war of attrition. It's really ridiculous. Either way, it kind of it's not really that fun. I don't know. The light helmet, like the first game did? Does it? I don't think so. I'm not as familiar with... I guess I'm fairly familiar... Like, Dark Souls 1 is the one that I know the most. Like, I know almost everything about the game. Almost every weapon, every item, all the little hidden mechanics. With Dark Souls 2, I'm not quite as versed on, like, all the weapons and stuff. I never really bothered with PvP that much. But I don't think so, unless they add it at some point. I don't think there's anything like that in Dark Souls 2. I could be wrong. Yeah, I don't think so. That was a neat idea in Dark Souls 1. I like how the Tomb of the Giants, like the one dark area in the game where these mechanics come into play, and like that's all. You have these, like, there's 3 ways to get through that area. There's 3 ways to have a light source. The most common way is to pick up one of those skull lanterns, which you can hold in your hand. And that has the same thing going on with the torch in Dark Souls 2, because you have to replace your shield with it. So you can't have the light out and have the shield out at the same time. And that's really cool. But then you could also, if you happen to go to Isolate first, you could you could get this, and if you happen to do that side quest, which is kind of hard, kind of obscure, you get the Sunlight Maggot, which was a helmet that made light around you all the time. So that made it a lot easier because you could have light from your helmet. And then, of course, if you were playing like a mage build, there's a cast light spell. But that spell was like a little bit hard to find. It was kind of hidden because you had to find, what's her name? That one lady in the Darkroot Garden. I forget her name. And you had to buy the spell. She was the only one who sold that spell, I think. And you had to have enough intelligence to use it. So there's like 3 different ways to have light. Have a light source. And the easiest one would be to have the Sunlight Maggot, but like depending on how you got the light, it would be like different disadvantages to it. Very cool, like really cool mechanics for an area that's like essentially just like a small area near the end of the game. It's the only area you need the light for. I wish there was an area like that, at least one in Dark Souls 2. You know, they did it in Dark Souls 1, it was a really cool area. But Dark Souls 2, the closest thing really is the gutter, but the fact that you can play through the gutter just fine without lighting any of the torches, because it's still bright enough that you can see, just sucks. It's a shame. You invaded Giants 2 a few times, so it's funny seeing players running around with the Sunlight Maggot, right? Yeah, that would be interesting to invade people in that area. That would make for some interesting invasions. Yeah. Dark Souls 1 was the one where I did like the most multiplayer stuff. Like I messed around with all that stuff. I did invasions. I did forest PvP, like a lot of forest PvP, because that was one of the easiest ways to get like very valuable upgrade material, the Titanite chunks. I did, or there was a Twinkling Titanite. I forget, it's one of those. I did I even tried some Grave Lording, like I did, the regular PvP. And really, I haven't really messed around with PvP in any of the other ones too much. It seemed really fun in Bloodborne, but it was very limited where you could do it. Which is kind of unfortunate. And then Sekiro, has no PvP at all. I wonder if they're going to bring it back in Elden Ring. I mean, it's not really why I play the game, so I don't care that much. But I'm curious what Elden Ring is going to be like. The new one that, it's like all hyped because, like, the reason why that game is hyped is because, what's his name from Game of Thrones is like doing some kind of writing or lore for it. I could care less about. I'm not a big fan of his, and I could kind of care less about that. I'm just curious about what the game is going to be like. I think there's going to be some kind of mechanic with arms, with detachable arms. I think I read, but there's just still there's not a lot known about it. I'm pretty curious. That's one of the few upcoming games I'm looking forward to. There's actually very little I'm looking forward to right now. As far as upcoming games, there's very little. There's that, and there's Shin Megami Tensei 5. I think which is coming for Switch. That's very exciting. But other than that, there's kind of just nothing, I guess. Nothing that I'm super interested in. I don't know. It's kind of nothing. I can't think of much. Well, yeah, I mean, maybe there's a couple other things I'm forgetting, but I don't know. The functions of Prison Summon PS. Sorry, Skittles. I'm just apologizing. I'm sorry we talked about Dark Souls 2 again. It must be a little aggravating for you. Sorry. A minor source of light. Are the Prism Stones? Yeah, probably. I don't think I messed with the Prism Stones that much in Dark Souls 2. I don't remember needing to use them at all. But maybe in the Shrine of Amana. Dark Souls 1, there's a few places where the Prism Stones are very useful if you can think to use them. I mean, the main one would be the Crystal Caves, the place with invisible paths, which was such a Dark Souls 2 had so many just little, so many cool level design ideas that just that get used for one little part of the game, and that's it. The invisible. I love the whole idea of the invisible paths. There was multiple ways to get through that area because. The normal way was to watch the snowflakes, and which which would, you know, you could tell by where they impact whether there's an invisible path or not. But they would fall kind of erratically. So you could also, like, drop prism stones. That was the one really good use for those things. Like, to kind of, like, leave a path of breadcrumbs to see where you could walk. And you could also just, like, shoot arrows. And you could see where the path was by shooting arrows. But there's, like, a lot... the areas are, like, mostly pretty obvious. There's only one part of the Crystal Caves that's, like, a complicated invisible path where you need to come up with some sort of strategy to get through it. And that's only to get the blue Titanite slab, which is only useful if you're going with, like, a mage build. Which a lot of people don't do. One of the most underutilized items. It had some good uses in Dark Souls 1. In 2, I don't really know what you'd use them for the most part. Like, I mean, Dark Souls 1, there's so much thought, even in the later part of the game, the so-called unfinished areas, there's still, like, a lot of thought put into, like, the mechanics and, like, the areas, like the Crystal Caves, the Tomb of the Giants. The only one that's, like, seems really underbaked is kind of Lost Izalith, but even that area has a really cool visual style. Use the blood of your fellows. Yeah, that's true. The blood, people's messages and bloodstains were another way to, like, tell where the path was. Yeah, I mean, Dark Souls 2 has Shrine of Amana, which doesn't so much have, it's not really, you can still see the path. It's just like certain areas of Dark Souls 1 where you have, like, this sort of, like, water, this shallow water, and suddenly there's deep water. You just have to kind of, like, move carefully and watch where you're walking. But the whole area of Shrine of Amana is like that, so it can be a bit annoying. But if you use the torch, you can see where to walk much more easily, which a lot of people don't even realize. Yeah. I hope that you finish Dark Souls 2, Mr. Leo. You're pretty close to the ends. You should think about finishing it. If you can. You're getting close. It's a cool game. It's a good game. I think it's you know, it definitely pales in comparison to 1. And 3 is better, although 3, I kind of feel like 3 has its own problems. I don't know, I need to replay 3. I've only actually played through it fully the one time. I need to play through it again and do all the side quest stuff that I didn't do the first time. And do the DLC as well. I definitely am due for a Dark Souls 3 replay. Requests no longer? What happened? It should be requests. Why did that not work? Well, you typed in !SO. The shortcut term is SR. SO shouldn't... This is a typo, Asian Waste. Do 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 do. Yeah, I usually type out song requests anyway. Just to make sure, you know. Oh, I see. Well, easy mistake then. Yeah. Even though I have so many games to play, and there's a lot of games I want to get to, the sad thing is, it was really fun playing through Demon's Souls and then part of Dark Souls 1 for the birthday stream, and like now I kind of want to go back and like just replay all the Souls games. That would not be good for getting to new games played, but I kind of want to. Skills would not enjoy that though. Shout out, Asian Waste. Except you have to type shout out. I don't think SO works. There's some people have like an SO shout out command, right? You were last seen playing Duke Nukem 3D. I did not know that. I did not know that. Yeah, me too. Oh, what's this? This is Romancing Saga 3. Yeah. I've seen that people are playing this now because of the Steam release. I have to admit, I'm curious about these games too. I want to play the Saga games. I want to check them out at some point. Barely played any of them. But I don't know when I have the time. I still have to play through Dragon Quest 11. Let's go through the list. Let's go down the list again of games I need to play, like immediately. First, we're gonna do Snatcher. That's gonna definitely happen this month, one way or another. We're gonna get to it. I want to do Seiken Densetsu 3. I want to finally get to Kingdom Hearts 3. I want to... Oh, Deadly Premonition 2. I gotta get to Deadly Premonition 2 soon. I'm excited to play that. And what else? What else do we need to play? I know there's other things. I do have other... I mean, there's the Yakuza games. I want to get to those at some point. Doesn't have to be immediately, but I want to get to them. I have a bunch that I haven't played yet. Although we might just go back and play the first one on PS2. Because I think that would be fun. Don't be ashamed of the Duke. Nightbot needs to keep its mouth shut. I don't... Uh-oh. Asian Waste says he doesn't stream, except he is apparently streams. The secret is out. The secret is out. Uh-oh. Are you like Skittles? Have you given it up for life? You tried it out and decided it wasn't for you? You know, I guess streaming... this is... I may not understand this, but apparently some people try out streaming and they don't like it. Isn't that weird? Apparently Skittles decided that he doesn't like streaming and has stopped doing it. Mr. Leo doesn't even want to start. He makes it seem like it's the last thing he wants to do. Asian Waste wants nobody to know that he's ever streamed. I don't know. That's weird. I think it's fun, but yeah, some people seem to not like streaming. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's... Yeah, I mean, I can kind of see why. I can kind of understand why. I like it. I think it's fun. You know, you get to play video games as a social experience. You know, you play it. You don't have to play games by yourself anymore. You can play the games and people can watch you. Your friends. You guys we're all friends and we can experience the games together. In a social environment. You know? I think it's fun, but not everybody likes it. Not everybody enjoys that. How about that? I don't know. I mean, that's fine. I can just do... Shout out Skittles. They were last playing retro. Good job, Skittles, with the retro. Sweet code music. I mean, I can just stream... I can stream for you guys. Like, you don't have to stream. I can do the streaming. You can just watch. You can be the viewer. Viewers are important, you know? You gotta have viewers. It's kind of like how you cannot have light without dark. You cannot have breakfast without lunch. Well, I guess you can. It's not like that. It's you cannot have a streamer without viewers. So it's good. It's good. Viewers are important. They're fulfilling an important role. Submits license for voyeurism. Ugh, sure. We all like to see other people do things, right? In a general sense. Because, I don't know. If you just sit... I guess it's for the same reason why if you just sit in the cabin alone for your entire life and just play video games by yourself and never talk to anyone, it just starts to get... Yeah, I guess we all kind of know about that, right? These days. We all know about that a little bit now. I just like to watch in a non-creepy way. Even though the emote you posted seems otherwise. I just like to watch. Yeah, there is that. If it's about video games, it can't be creepy. Even if it's about Silent Hill. which is a creepy game, it's still not creepy to watch. It's encouraged. It's encouraged. You should watch the horror games. That's why we do horror games every year for 1 month, because it was my favorite genre of games at one time. Oh, you see her picture? That feels creepy. Uh-oh. I don't see your picture. Is that emote you? So we were just talking about how some people don't like to stream. Some people try it out and decide it's not for them. And you are one such person. And that's okay, Skittles. It's alright. But, I don't know. I mean... It's just interesting how people have different opinions, or I guess they like to do different things. Is that you, Skittles? Yeah, is that emote you? You have a lovely creeped out face. Well, I was just saying it's probably for the best because, you know, you have to have, a streamer's got to have viewers. And if we all streamed all the time, we couldn't watch each other's streams because we'd all be busy streaming. So you really can't have everybody streaming. You got to only have certain idiots like me stream. And then, you know, you guys can, the cool people can, like, watch and make fun of me. And that's the way it should be. Don't you think that's the way it should be? I think so. Skittles... I think Skittles might be typing in some kind of quote or something. He just got quiet. Or maybe he just doing something else. Whenever Skittles is quiet for a second, I always like get suspicious. Like, is it another quote? I don't hate streaming. You just like hanging out with people playing video games. Mm-hmm. Me too. Well, you seem like you hate it though. You stop someone out of laziness and also you feel comfortable with people giving you money. Really? That I understand that even less. You don't like people giving you money? Well, Skittles, that's you. But personally, I love people giving me money. I think it feels good. Feel free to give me money. I will not complain. And don't worry about it. Don't worry about me not feeling comfortable about it. I just want you to know I feel very comfortable with you giving me money. Very comfortable. Yeah, I mean, just because why? Because you don't feel like you deserve it or something. I think you. Well, I think you do. I think you deserve it. I think quality content. I mean, the emotes, the Alf layouts. It was a good quality stream, you know. But you know, I mean, if that's how you feel. I get the I mean, you know what, the laziness thing I definitely get because it is work. I mean, I'm sort of. Some of you, yeah, you still have your alpha modes. Oh yeah, that's the other reason why you did it. I know that. Oh, by the way, here we were talking about Echo. Here's a song from Echo Jr. I've had this in my playlist for a long time. I'm gonna play this one of these days. Echo Jr. sounds like his cool music. Yeah, the laziness thing, I definitely get that. It's like, but yeah, I don't know. I'm like, I guess I'm got a system for how I stream where it doesn't really feel like work. And I'm decently okay at babbling. In a way where, you know, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't think I'm really that good of a streamer or anything. I don't think I'm particularly good at sounding coherent. You know, like, you know, it's hard to stream. It's kind of like doing a radio show. Which in my youth, for like a brief period of time, I entertained the idea of like wanting to do a radio show because I like that kind of stuff. But it's kind of like to do like a quality stream, you know, you have to be really good at talking, I think. Or really what it is, I mean, it's not even so much, well, it's that partially, but you also have like a particular personality where you're just super entertaining and people just like you, you know? And, you know, I don't really necessarily have that, but I'm good enough to where I can at least do it comfortably. I don't think I'm particularly good at sounding coherent. Yeah. 69, dude! I know. Yeah, yeah. See, like that. It's like sometimes I'll just be like, yeah, as I try to think for like what else I want to say. I mean, you know, I'm definitely not professional radio material as the best streamers would be, but I'm at least I'm good at, you know, just saying. I guess, you know, I can just talk for a long period of time comfortably, which is that's kind of like the bare minimum. Like I'm good at certain things. I'm pretty good. This is one thing that like people like struggle a lot with. Excuse me. Is communicating with your viewers while still playing the game. You know, like that's sort of multitasking where you like are actually reading the chat, talking to people while playing. I'm decent at that. I'm pretty good at that. I actually think I'm pretty good at that. It does take practice, and it actually is really hard. I mean, it depends on what kind of games you're playing. Like if you play RPGs all the time, it's probably a lot easier. If you play like low demand games, it's probably a lot easier, but it's tough. And I will see a lot of streamers like just struggle with it, even people who've like been doing it for a while, you know? Yeah. I mean, yeah. That's the kind of thing that you could do. Oh, yeah, that's right. I think this song had like a bunch of... I should get a new version of this song on the playlist, because that one has like 2 minutes of silence. Well, that's no good. Yeah, I can, well, you know, I mean, like, if you're gonna be, like, a radio person, you gotta be able to, like, make anything into a topic, right? So you can make a topic about how, you can make about, you can make talking about things and finding topics, or making things into topics, into a topic. That's what you gotta do. I also play what I want to play, which is what you should do. And that's not necessarily the thing to get the most viewers, you know? I definitely don't pick games that are necessarily going to get me viewers. Like if all I cared about was getting views and getting follows and getting like more people in the chat, which is what you would be concerned about if all you concerned about was like making money, then I'm definitely not using the best strategy, like just playing. I'm not playing the right games for that, but I don't really, you know, I don't care because it's a hobby and that wouldn't be fun. That would actually be like real work. And if I'm gonna do that, I honestly think I'd rather do something else. Like rather than play like, I don't know, what would be good? Like you know, like playing like playing Hearthstone. Like for example, I could become like a full-time Hearthstone streamer and just play Hearthstone nonstop. I don't know if that's a good example. I think that those get a lot of views. Whatever is popular now. You know, you just like I think a lot of the most popular stream is still like you pick one game and you just stick to that. You play that nonstop forever. I think that might still be like the best way to get huge viewer counts, because a lot of viewers just tend to follow games more than streamers, I think. I'm gonna get a rare compliment. I'm a very genuine streamer. I'm gonna read your compliment. Hold on. I'm gonna read it. I'm going to give you a rare scale compliment flip, so treasure it. You're a very genuine streamer. I fully believe you'd be playing the exact same games, making the same flip comments if you weren't streaming at all and just sitting on your couch. Thanks, I probably would. I mean, to be fully honest, I probably would be making a few I mean, it's obvious, but I wouldn't be, like, talking to myself as much. Obviously, yeah, I would be sitting there a lot of time and not saying anything. That's what I would used to be doing. I wouldn't be like, hey, how's it going? Oh, I'm here. I wouldn't be like, all right, I'm going to sit down and play a game now. All right, I'm playing a game. Oh, boy, what am I going to play today? I'm going to play Deadly Premonition 2 by myself. Here I am. Let's put the game in, you know? But, yeah, I might now do it in the mid-voice. Oh, man, I got to remember what that voice is. Skills really likes it. I'm going to save it for later. You gotta keep people wanting more. That's one key to successful streaming. Save it for later. Keep them wanting more. As soon as you start doing it for money, it starts being fun. Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I think that can be true. I don't think that's always true. I think it is possible to be doing something that you enjoy for money. But what I would say is, as soon as you start compromising on the basis of keeping your paycheck up, that's when it sort of stops becoming, or when the fun starts to slip away. I think it's probably possible to compromise and still have fun. I mean, it is definitely possible to like enjoy your job. I mean, I do the comics, and I generally still enjoy that. If I didn't enjoy it, I probably wouldn't do it, because comics are such a low reward job. But I mean, it's definitely impossible. It definitely is possible to enjoy what you do. But yes, when it starts to become more about the money than about the game, yeah. And also, I would say, like, for example, I love Dark Souls. Like, pick a game that I love. I love Dark Souls. Like, even my favorite game, Dark Souls 1. If I decided to become a full-time Dark Souls 1 streamer, it wouldn't matter that it's my favorite game. Like, eventually I would get tired of it. But if I felt like I had to keep doing it for the money, then it would start to feel like a job, you know? What I naturally would want to do is, like, play other stuff. And I don't always play exactly what I want, you know? If I played exactly what I wanted, I probably would bounce around a little bit more erratically. I compromise like a little bit, like a tiny bit, in the sense that, like, I value the projects that I'm doing. Like, I still enjoy Fliptendo, but, it's also, like, kind of a commitment. That's why, as I've said, I'm gonna probably cut down on Fliptendo next year. I'm not gonna stop doing it, but I'm gonna definitely cut down, just because I do definitely still enjoy it, but I just want to play other games. Like, after a certain point, you just want to, like, Famicom games are great, but I want to get more variety. I want to play other stuff. There's a lot of other systems that I want to play, a lot of other games I want to play, so the Famicom games start to get in the way after a while. The money ruined it for you. They feel weird to you. Yeah. It's a you problem. Well, yeah. I agree. I think so. I agree. That is that's your particular issue, your particular feeling. And it's just, it's different for everybody. Ruffer still subscribes out of spite. He might be, that's true. I mean, that's kind of cool, though. Maybe he says he's doing it out of spite, but he secretly hopes that you'll come back one day. Or maybe he just forgot, But I hope he never unsubscribes from you. I hope that when you're an old man, he's still subscribing. Well, at least until Twitch self-destructs. Which could happen, because let's not think that things will be around forever. Even Amazon probably won't be around forever. Even Twitch will not be around forever. I don't think Steam will be around forever. None of these super giant mega corporations are not going to be around forever. Like, even Netflix is already starting to get replaced. Like, Netflix used to be like the biggest company for watching videos in the world, and it could get replaced. The other companies are trying really hard to replace it. Probably nothing is forever. But you never know. I don't know. Twitch is weird. It's got some problems, and it seems to have more problems every day. It's still the place to stream because it's where people are, but if something better comes along, I won't feel bad about switching. I kind of hope that someday, if stuff keeps getting worse, I hope that someday something better does come along. Because these big companies kind of need competition to not get too messed up. But anyway, yeah, I mean, yeah, streaming, sure, it's a you thing. I get it. It's not for everybody. For whatever reason, it's definitely not for everyone. Remember, it's the Rockefeller of our time. Oh, I get what you mean. I don't know. I see. Yeah, I mean, the thing about that is that, well, I'm sure there will be something like that, but I don't think it would ever. I don't think there's anything that compares to what Rockefeller was doing. But maybe you go with Jobs. Yeah. Oh, you think? I don't know, but I don't know. Jobs, Steve Jobs. Well, I don't know. Maybe you know things about him that I don't. I don't know. Just Disney? Can I just say Disney? Can I just say Disney? I'm gonna say Disney. Which is ironic. But yeah, I don't know. Like there's still like lots of exploiting going on in other countries, and like sometimes we play a part in that inadvertently, but but there's only so much you can do about that. I mean, one of these days, the world will keep getting better. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm just gonna go on playing video games. I'm gonna try not to worry about that serious stuff too much. Because I make the world better in my own little small ways by like making comics, and that's what I do. We all play a part. We're all part of the circle of life, like in Lion King. Then I'm not gonna play the Me channel theme, right? Well, maybe I will. Actually, kind of miss this. I kind of miss this. Nintendo didn't quite. I always liked Nintendo's little jingles and stuff, but I feel like the music in the Switch and its systems and stuff is not as good as like the Wii and the Wii U. I feel like I love the Switch as a whole. I love the look of the system and the feel, but the music could be better. And the interface and stuff. This is so catchy, man. It's so ridiculous. The Disney family still involved? I have no clue. I don't know. I actually have no idea. Nintendo, Miyamoto. Well, I mean, maybe. But, I mean, I don't want to be that hard on Nintendo because I still, as far as like the games, they still come out. They're still an important company to me. Like they still come out with some of the best games. So I want to give them leeway. But they make boneheaded decisions, And it could also just be it's a Japanese company, and there's like cultural differences in the way they handle things too. So there's some of that. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think that they're gonna be our generation's. Well, you're using Disney instead of Rockefeller, but I don't think they're the worst. I don't know. It depends on how you look at it. But I wish that they would. I mean, just like anybody else, I wish they would, at least in terms of like killing people's content and like protecting their trademarks. I get why, but I wish they would be less aggressive and like get with the program. Although it's not just them. I mean, there's the whole DMCA thing too. Like, that's bad. I would watch that movie. And Persona 2 music. I would watch that movie. Alright, I think we are done with a page now. You're done with a page. This is good. I have another page to ink. So I'm going to switch to that one. Randomly measure things with a tape measure. Well, nobody has to stream if they don't want to. But I like streaming, man. I'm glad that I can stream and like anybody at all cares about watching me play video games. That makes me happy. And it doesn't have to be a job. I would be great if it could make a living off it. But if all it is just hanging out with friends and playing games, that's fine. Because especially these days, that's you need an outlet to do that. Well, let me say this too about streaming. For me, it's kind of like my preferred social gaming thing. I think a lot of people like them. Like a lot of people see like social gaming as like multiplayer stuff. I find that I'm less and less into multiplayer games as I get older. I still like a lot of Nintendo stuff. Like I like Splatoon and I like Smash Brothers. Although I don't really like playing it online. I don't like online competitive gaming. That's not fun to me. But the cool thing about streaming is that it's like social gaming. It's playing games socially without multiplayer. You get the social experience without having to like do the competitive stuff. I think that's a really cool thing about streaming. What's this song? Is this good? Is this that one indie game? Yeah, Freedom Planet. I think I own that. I should try that out sometime. That's another thing I have to do is like I've got all these games on Steam. I don't even really buy games on Steam. I think I've bought like one game off of Steam this year. I think that's all I bought. Man, there could have been some others, but yet I still have like 30 or so games on Steam that I need to play. So at some point we got to do a Steam special, clear out all my Steam games, play every Steam game I haven't played. Well, I know like a lot of people go crazy and like have hundreds of games, which I think like that's the trap that Steam like puts you in, right? All these games they like make available for $1, and then people like buy all these games for $1, and they never play them, of course, because you're obviously not going to have time to play hundreds of games that you bought. That's the big, but you have hundreds of games you haven't played, but then another game comes on sale for $1, and you're like, oh, I have to buy it. It's $1, or it's like $5. It's 75% off. $5. I have to buy it, even though you have 400 games you haven't played. That's the trap. Luckily, I don't care. 99.99% of things on Steam I don't care about, and I just don't buy things. So for me, it's like, even for me, it's like 30, but it's still like a more. It's possible for me to actually play those games. I think I will at some point. The modern version of Friends sitting on the couch watching. Yeah, which I used to love. I used to like the rare times like when that could happen. I used to love when like friends would come over and we'd just like play video games. And yeah, it is the modern equivalent of that. It's like it's not quite the same. It's not quite as good, but it's much more convenient, and it's kind of its own thing. Like it's cool. I mean, it's radio show like, which I like. You can have production value. Hey, Ramune, what's up? So it's cool in its own way, streaming that is. But I do still, I very rarely get to do this anymore. But I do really like when just people come over and you play video games with friends. That's its own kind of fun. Twitch fits perfectly, right? And I gradually discovered that I like watching people play video games as well. Like at first I was like a huge fan of Game Center CX and certain like these video gaming programs, and then I realized that I'd like to watch people play video games on Twitch. I think we all discovered that. You gifted me more games on Steam than I bought. Yeah, probably. I think you have gifted me a few. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to. Can you like sort your games on Steam by year purchased? Because I would be curious to see. I feel like I've only bought one. I think I bought something recently, but I don't remember what it was. How's it going, Ramune? You're about to go to bed? Your DOS PC won't read as HDD. I'm sorry, Ramune. I'm sorry to hear that. That sucks. Damn. Well, good luck. I hope that you figure that out. And you want to go to bed, that's cool. We'll keep you company if you don't. Don't think you can sort like that, but you can check your purchase history. Dude, let me take a look at my purchase history on Steam real quick. Yeah. Let me take a look at this. I feel like I shouldn't show this on stream, so I won't. But where do you see this? Purchase history. Oh, I love this song. Good game. I haven't heard of that one. Australian game show? When was that from? What time period? Did you ever watch Game Center CX? That's kind of the best. You can check your purchase history. Purchase history. So it's probably under like my name. Profile? Content? Is it content? Let's see here. No, I don't think it's under content. Profile? Is it under profile? Let's see my purchase history. Not recently played games, though. I need to see when I bought them. It's probably under some kind of account thing. Oh boy. I'm sure there's some YouTube guides for it, though, Ramane. Yeah, that sounds like a pain. Settings? Settings. Purchase history. See in upper right corner, view account details. Oh, yeah, I would not find this without help. Store and purchase history. View purchase history. Yeah! Is it okay? Is there any reason why I shouldn't show this on stream? Like, it just doesn't, I mean, it doesn't show my account information or anything, right? I don't think there's any reason why not to, right? Oh yeah, I had to buy Among Us because I was finally peer pressured into playing it with like Macarinis and Apollo. I had to buy that was what I bought recently. Oh, Bloodstained Curse of the Moon. Wait, so how do who did I buy that, or did somebody buy that for me? You will show the last 2 digits of my credit card. All right. I probably shouldn't show it, I guess. I can just read it here. But how do you know? Usually avoid showing stuff like that just in case. Right, that's why I was hesitating. Like, I think it would be fine, but... How do I... wait, does it also list things here that people have bought for me? Xanadu Next. Refund. Refund. That was refunded. I wonder why. I don't remember that. Among Us. So for this year, I have Among Us, Bloodstained Curse of the Moon, Steam Community Markets. Oh, maybe I sold a badge or something? I don't recall. I'll ignore those. So yeah, just 3. But one of them is a refund for Xanadu Next? But I have no memory of that. Did I buy Until Dawn? I did buy Until Dawn. That was a PS4 game, though. That was not on Steam. But yeah, I had to buy it. So, like, I did. I mean, I think I got a good deal on it. I don't think it was... I hope I did. I don't remember. I hope it wasn't like goddamn $60. I don't think so, though. I think probably like $20 or something, which is acceptable even for... I mean, it was a good stream memory. It was a terrible game, but it's a good memory, at least, for the stream. So I'm glad I streamed it. Xanadu Next is broke? Oh, really? I did not know that. You didn't buy any dating sims this year? No. And you say you like Japan? I do like Japan, but I'm actually not a big fan of dating sims. Yeah, sorry. I'm not a big fan of them. I know you think... The only visual novels I like are the ones with, like, death games. Like 999 and Danganronpa. I also like the Phoenix Wright games and the people who make those games. So I like the ones with, like, gameplay. I haven't really liked any... I know, I'm sure there are some, like, dating novels that I might like in theory, but I haven't really tried a lot. The ones I've tried, I haven't really gotten into, which is only, like, a few. Only a couple. I tried playing that... What was that one with the pigeons? I tried playing the one with the pigeons. I think that's not a Japanese. I think that's actually an American game with Japanese art. But I did not care for that at all. I thought that was stupid. I kind of hated that. Makes you say you don't have a hug pillow. Yeah, I don't have a hug pillow. I know. What kind of fan of Japan media am I? Sorry, I just like their games and media. I don't have a hug pillow. I mean, I don't even have any figurines. I barely have figurines. Like, I have a couple. I don't think I've ever bought a figurine. I think I've only had them gifted to me by other people. Never bought... Yeah, I may have never bought a figurine in my life. Because it's not the kind of thing I buy. Hatoful. Is that Japanese? That was it. Hatoful boyfriend. Yeah, I did not care for that. The older style of dating sims? Yeah, I probably prefer the older style as well. Like, I would like to play some of the classic... Although I've never played any, but that classic one that Konami made. What was that called? That has like a whole bunch of... It's like a big series, or it was a big series at the time. I forgot the name. The one... I forget the name of that one. But I would try that. I don't mind, like, stuff like Fire Emblem and Persona that has, like, some quasi-dating elements in it. Like, I'm fine with that. I don't mind it. But, like, not Toki... Yeah, it was... Is it Tokidoki? I think it's Tokimeki Memorial. I think it's Tokimeki, not Tokidoki, right? Tokimeki Memorial, right? That's the one. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Optional, right. I think you're probably right. I think I would probably like the older school ones better too. Probably mainly because I think they're more likely to have good music. That would probably be the main reason why. But yeah, I don't know. I should try more of those. I don't know. But yeah, I'm not a big visual novel person, I would have to say, at the moment. Sorry. Yeah, I know. I'm a big fan of Japanese media, but there's some things I just don't get into. I also need to watch a lot more Godzilla. I barely watch any Godzilla movies. That's something I need to... Or like kaiju stuff. I haven't been into that in the past, but I kind of want to get into it. Like, I'm not even really that big of a collector. Like, I don't really care about emulating stuff. I mean, I think it is cool to have the physical media, but I'm just, like, not passionate about getting it. So, I don't really care about I do keep all my old games, though. Starting with PS1, I started keeping all my old games, so I have that in terms of, like, a collection, but I don't really collect stuff to collect it, though. I don't do that. I was thinking about beating it, but now I'm going to hold back. That's the generic name anime used to reference those games. Yeah. I think the Kacho did do one of those. He's done a bunch of dating games, and those are pretty funny episodes. Yeah. Japanese quiz games? Right. Yeah, that's a tough one. I do... the few that I've been able to play have been really fun. I like quiz games. I like the concept of it. And you can play, like, there have been a few that have been translated into English, like Capcom's Puzzle and Dragons, I think it's called. Is it Quiz and Dragons? No, Puzzle and Dragons is like the newer ones, right? Those are like Puyo Puyo games. I think is it Quiz and Dragons? I forget what that one is called. There's an arcade one that's like it's a Dungeons and Dragons themed quiz game. That one's really fun. Even though all the questions are like based on 80s media, well, I mean, you know, that's fine for me because I like 80s media, but you know, I mean, remembering stuff like who's president, like political stuff from the 80s is, I mean, there are some categories I'm not going to remember anything about, you know, but yeah, those are fun. Quiz and Dragons. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, you should try that. That's a fun game. I should stream it sometime. I've played it before I played it with people. It's fun. And I wish there were more games like that. There's a whole bunch of those. I guess I mainly know about them from Game Center CX episodes because there's a bunch of those. There's this one Skittles. Have you seen the Game Center CX episode where he plays like this quiz game. I think it's called something My Angel. And you're like... The plot is that you're raising like a child. So it's a child raising quiz game. And if you get the questions right, it like helps get money for like child raising. And the child gets into better schools and stuff. Or something. I don't know if that looks like a really fun game. I would love if that game were in English. I would love to play that, and it's a really fun episode. There's a bunch of funny quiz ones. Yep, that's right. My Angel. Did you play? Is it like a series? You played that, huh? No. Here's something Japanese. The Child Rearing Quiz. I would love to play that. I'd love to play that game. That game looks awesome. Horse racing. Yeah, he's played a couple horse racing and got into breeding. Yeah, I've never seriously tried to play one of those. I know there is some on Famicom. Have we gotten to one of those yet? I don't recall. I think we might have done one for Fliptendo. I don't think we played it for very long. We probably played one of the early, like, really super basic ones. There's a whole bunch of those games, a whole genre in Japan, and usually nobody in America cares about them at all. Derby games. After the 80s and then bred them. That's hilarious. Just ended up swirly glass losers. Right, they became nerds. Oh no, they became nerds! Oh no, like that one character from Sailor Moon who's a nerd. I like how that's the nerd trope in Japan. Kids with swirly glasses. That's how you know they're good at school. They have swirly glasses. Dude, I wish I had a pair of swirly glasses. I would start to wear glasses. Makes a good look for me. What are the swirly glasses supposed to represent, do you think? Is that supposed to represent like thick glasses? So thick you can bear. Is that that's like a thing probably? Inbred abomination of nature that lost every race. He would not have been good at the chocobo breeding in Final Fantasy VII. Dude, did they play Final Fantasy VII? I can't remember if they did that. They might have. Usually the Game Center CX episodes where they do like big popular games like Super Mario 64, Ocarina of Time, or Zelda Link to the Past. Those are usually the most boring episodes for some reason. Because they're usually like or Donkey Kong Country. They're usually like two-parters and not like the games are so long and dense that to get all the content in, they don't have enough time for like funny stuff. And they just go on too long or something. But it's funny how those tend to be like the worst episodes. Even though they would be the most... Yes, thick lenses. They have bottle cap ripples. Right, that's what I was just saying, Skittles. Yeah, exactly, yeah. The quality of the game has no bearing on the quality of the episode. Right, well, I mean, yeah. But I mean, there is kind of a pattern there. Like, the really big, long games that are... And also, like, games that are, like, too polished. Like Nintendo games. Tend to be just the most boring, you know? Like, they're good games, but they're not necessarily... The really good episodes are the really weird games, or unfair games, or just bizarre games. Those make for the most entertaining stuff, you know? Or games that are, like, really difficult, or frustrating. Those are the most fun episodes. And also, personally, for me, I find that it's also true with streaming as well, at least for me, because I usually don't... Those are all games that I don't really want to watch people stream as well. Generally, like I find those kind of boring to watch. I usually prefer to watch people play weird games, bizarre games, obscure games, or just difficult games, difficult, frustrating games. You know, those are the kind of games that I enjoy watching the most. It corresponds with the Game Center CX stuff that I like, usually. Great mind, Skittles. Came from Doraemon? Well, that would make sense since that show is, like, ridiculously popular in Japan. I think this is Booby Kids right here. You guys, Skittles, did you notice the Booby Kids music? I hope that you're appreciating that. Or mediocre games. Mario 64 and Ocarina of Time. Trailblazers for sure, but not games running on their own 2 feet. Yep. I will not throw stones, but I will agree to disagree. I find that when I go back, especially Mario 64, to me that game is magical, and I can go back and play that again, and it still is just as exciting as when I played it. Well, almost as exciting as when I played it for the first time, which is really saying something. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, there just hasn't been a game that has been quite as exciting as Mario 64 was at the time. And it's not just because it was like the first of its kind. It's not. It's because of the game's design. Because, you know, countless imitators never could quite... I don't think there is a game that, like, even things like Banjo-Kazooie... Banjo-Kazooie is really good, but it's not as good as Mario 64, you know? It's not as well designed, in my opinion. But some people may disagree. I like Banjo-Kazooie. But, yeah, dig out your copy of School Days. What was that again? I don't remember that. School Days. Right, Skittles. Yes, the broken janky stuff. Except that when I try to beat it, it takes 12 hours, though, right? You tune out the music? You forgot music was even playing? It is playing. It's Katamari Damacy. Very popular. I used to not stream for Flip. Mario or Zelda streamers. Yeah, kind of. Well, I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, like, if it's Zelda... I love Zelda 2. If it's Zelda 2, I always, like, go to watch that. But it's not an accident that that's the most difficult Zelda game, you know? Or one of the most difficult. Because that makes it more exciting or interesting to watch, you know? Whereas, like, something like Ocarina of Time, or even Link to the Past, it's an amazing game, but it's just, like, boring to watch. I don't know, it's too polished. It's boring. It's boring to watch, but it's fun to play. I mean, I like the game. A family-friendly novel game? Oh, School Days. I think I've heard of that before. School Days. Okay. There's a lot of games out there that I need to play. Yeah, I mean, Zelda... Ocarina of Time... I don't know. I still think that game holds up as well. I think that that game does some things extremely well that even the later 3D... Like, I think that you would think that the later 3D Zelda games would be better. They'd all be better than Ocarina of Time, but I find that that's not necessarily the case. It's just something about Ocarina of Time. The music, the atmosphere, the way that, like... the game is done and the way that, like, things, it's the atmosphere. It's just the atmosphere of the game. It's just quite like the Zeldas that all came after that. They never quite captured that. Like look at Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild is a really good game. Like, I liked it a lot. It did some really cool things with the whole open world structure. And it was really well designed, but at the same time, it is missing something that Ocarina of Time still has. With its atmosphere, with its music and its atmosphere. Which, you know, the music in Breath of the Wild is pretty good, but it's not amazing. It's not amazing music, you know? And some people have complained about the music, and I kind of get it. Because it could be better, you know? Ocarina of Time did music better. It did atmosphere better, you know? Because of its micro-pacing. Is it? I don't really know what you're talking about. Micro-pacing. Huh. I don't know what you're referring to. Technical limitations, there's not much that can happen at once. They rely too heavily on atmosphere. Combat was designed as a way where yeah, so, like, I mean, we're just like, the reason why we disagree is because you say they relied too much on atmosphere, and I say it's better than the newer ones because of atmosphere. So we are just different. We're just different on that. But, like, I wish the newer ones relied more on atmosphere. I wish they had more atmosphere. I don't know if you've noticed, but I have kind of an atmosphere thing. I like atmosphere. I like games and movies and just stuff with atmosphere in them. I know that's kind of, maybe that's an overused word, at least with me, but it really just, like, I don't, we could get into like a whole thing about what that word exactly means. I don't know if you want to open that can of worms, but it's something that is important to me, and some games have it and some don't. Yeah, Breath of the Wild is not perfect. And to be fair, there is no such thing as a perfect game, not even Mario 64. Even my favorite game of all time, Dark Souls, is not perfect, you know? But just, a game doesn't have to be perfect to be like your all-time favorite game that you've ever played, you know? Yeah, you greatly prefer it over Ocarina? I don't, I actually, I'm not sure. I do think that, I said that, just to be clear, I said that Ocarina does some things better, but I'm actually not sure which one I ranked higher on my list. I think neither one are like my top Zelda. I think my top Zeldas were Zelda 2 and Link to the Past. But they were up there. I don't remember which one. That was from Katamari Damacy. The first one, the classic. Although I have a couple songs from like a couple of the Katamaris. Shields up, counter, shields up, counter. Yeah, but the thing that the part I disagree with though is that even if that's true, I don't know if the combat's actually better in any of the other Zeldas. I feel like the combat is still somehow better well, I don't know. I don't know if Ocarina has the best combat necessarily. I don't know, but it's the combat system. I feel like it's one of the better combat systems in the series, though. I don't know which one has the best. Definitely not like the Wii ones, though. Definitely not Breath of the Wild. I like Breath of the Wild's combat, but it's funny how it almost felt like a little bit of a step back from Ocarina. Or did you disagree? Because for some reason it felt like a bit of a step back. Although the things that it adds are the tools, like the magnet beam thing and the freezing thing and those add a certain level of depth to the combat that's really cool. But just the basic combat mechanics feel just a tiny bit off. Wand of Gamelon. I really want to play those. Can you get a name for that song? Oh, well, let's see. It was the Chikida Bonkija. Ooh, woo, woo. That song, right? Let me think. I think that was, it's not You Are Smart. Dude, hold on. Let me look at my playlist. I'll have to actually look that up. What was that? What is that song called? Are you not familiar with the Katamari soundtrack? You should just download the whole thing and just like listen to it. It's like one of the best gaming soundtracks, you know. But everybody says that. That's like one of everybody's favorites. If you like look at lists of favorite game soundtracks, it'll always be on there. That is. It's not Wanda Wanda. Is it The Moon and the Prince? I've got a bunch on here. Yeah. Yeah, it's The Moon and the Prince. That's what that one is called. You massively disagree? Yeah, we massively disagree about that. Well, I mean, I don't know. It has been a while since I've played it, but I really don't think my opinion would change. Well, maybe it would. Is that defense can fail? Okay. Was the bosses. Yeah, I kind of agree with Skip. Yeah, I kind of agree. I think that might be my major issue with it as well. I generally really like the idea of the shrines as like horizontal dungeon content. I don't know if that's the right word. Like spread out, bite-sized dungeon content. And then it had the 4 dungeons. The dungeons are good, but the one thing I would say is they really should have just experimented with just a little thing of like varying. I think just it's a purely cosmetic thing, but different colors and different textures, like different looks for the dungeons, really would have gone a long way. Even for the shrines as well. Like I feel like shrines in different regions should have had different looks. Because the shrines are really well designed. They've got a lot of really cool content, and they've got puzzles which can be solved in a variety of ways, and it's really well done content. But they all look exactly the same. It's really just the look. I think that's the reason why people feel that's the reason why some people don't like them. I think it really just comes down to that. And the dungeons also they all look the same. They needed to have a bit. I think the idea of like the animal dungeons was really cool, but they should have looked a little bit different. Like that matters, you know. Like art design, sets, having different environments that matters. Like it's not shallow, you know. That actually it's important. But there's already so much content in Breath of the Wild. I guess that just would have been tough to do. So maybe it was a concession they had to make. Boss design was pretty lame. Boss design, I think there were a couple bosses that were cool, but they just weren't challenging enough. They should have been more challenging, and they could have had more variety. So I agree. And there were too many of like the boss shrines as well, although that's probably a type of padding that they really had no choice but to do. It's not really that bad. You remember that song? Oh, I'm surprised you don't remember that one. That's from the first one, Romney, the very first PS2 one. Does Genshin Impact count as a Zelda game? It counts as a Zelda ripoff, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I should try that game, I guess, but I get the feeling I won't like it, Genshin Impact. But who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, see, now you're speaking my language. Some people Breath of the Wild has some critics, but I do think that the world design, I think the map design was amazing. I think for an open world of that size, there's a remarkable amount of variety to the environments, a remarkable amount of just like scenarios that you can stumble on, like interesting like little puzzles or just things that are interesting, like treasures, little caves or whatever. And it's not like it doesn't feel all like padded like say sorry Mr. Leo, Skyrim, where it's like there's a million dungeons and they're all just random. And it's all the same dungeon with just like random shit, but it's all the same. No, I mean like there's like lots of like unique stuff to find in the world. It felt rewarding to just explore. It's probably in terms of like an open world map design, it's the best that I've ever played. Although I would give an honorable mention to Xenogears Chronicle X because that map was also really cool, and there were certain things that made exploring really rewarding. And being able to like speaking of which, here's a song from it, Xenoblade Chronicles X on the Wii U, and being able to just ride around in mechs and eventually fly around in mechs was awesome. But Breath of the Wild is the best map design I've ever seen in any open world game that I've tried. Right. And then there's just like the mechanics of like the different things. Like I was saying before, your tool set, which added both variety to combat, like all the little things you could do, all the ways you could the ways in which you could use these things to interact with the world, with like enemies, with like each other. Like, you know, throwing stuff at enemies or like freezing things. I forget all the stuff you can do actually. Right. Well, with the classic, but see, that's the problem, is that I don't think that they can do that. Unless the only way to really combine an open world Zelda with classic Zelda dungeon would be to just telegraph the dungeons more. Just put like beacons, or I mean, they kind of did that a little bit with the animals, but just you'd have to have beacons and be like, and you'd know where to go. But then it kind of takes away from the exploring though. The advantage of doing it as shrines is that it creates content that you can find while exploring. Like if all the dungeon content is like locked behind, like let's say you have 8 dungeons, like classic Zelda format, and they're just beaconed on the map, and you can find them because you have to be able to find them, right? If they're just like hidden in a vast open world, that's potentially very frustrating, you know? Yeah, you might just never find them. But if you put these things on the map and they're like beaconed and you can find them, now you suddenly don't have dungeon content to find. So that creates now there's like a huge loss of something to find. So what do you replace that with? Like the shrines are a way of using that content to have a reward for exploring. The shrines are, I think people who complain about the shrines or who just want like more normal dungeon like Zelda don't understand. Like I think, well, I mean, if you have that, like part of the reason why the world, it was so rewarding to explore the world is because you had shrines. The shrines were like a big thing. Like you were finding things. There were things. The shrines were one way in which exploring the world was rewarding, because by having like 120 shrines, no matter where you go on the map, there's always something nearby you can find that's important, right? It's not, you can't just have stuff. It has to be important mechanics wise. Like there has to be a reason, and if it's just collectibles, like, you know, the seeds are fine, but the seeds are not that rewarding, you know? The seeds are just like there has to be like a reason to find stuff. You have to create like an important mechanics thing that is, you know what I mean? I'm kind of, this is one of these times when maybe I'm not being 100% coherent, but I'm trying to, maybe you understand what I'm trying to say. What I'm saying is, my opinion is that the old style of Zelda dungeon content, where you have like 8 major dungeons and that's the majority of the content of the game in terms of like dungeons, in terms of like puzzles and stuff, that kind of doesn't belong in an open world game. That fits better in that fits in the type of world that Zelda games usually are, like smaller worlds, smaller, more compact worlds. Does not work. For a gigantic open world game, you need more stuff to put in the world. You need things to find. And that's exactly why they did like 120 mini dungeons in terms of shrines, you know? Because they're like, Nintendo were smart and they realized that like open world games need to have content. Like the problem with most open world games that are popular today, like even the one that just came out, even Cyberpunk, you know? Which I haven't played, but I know enough about it. Like, I know what kind of game it is, you know? Is that, you know, and I've heard people say this about Cyberpunk. Like, they feel empty. Like, if you just run around the world, they feel empty. There's not enough stuff to interact with. There's not enough stuff to do. Just running around the world, you know, is not really that fun. There's too much padded content, too much of this, you know... There's not enough variety, there's not enough interesting stuff, because it's really hard to like have a gigantic world and have it all be hand designed to be interesting. So what they end up doing is they have beacons. That's why all these games have like these beacons or like you know, waypoints on and you have a radar, and it tells you where to go so that you can easily get to the interesting content, and it helps to disguise the fact that a lot of the world is just boring, right? Breath of the Wild is like one of the only games where they don't really need to tell you where to go. They just let you explore, and it's fun because the entire world is well designed. That's extremely hard to do, right? Well, I mean, I think you're kind of making an argument for why maybe the next Breath of the Wild shouldn't be open world. You know, I mean, I think that that Nintendo, like, they tried an open world format, and there's some things about it that people like, some things that they don't like. I think overall, they kind of they had a massive contribution to the idea of open world, and they like kind of showed a way in which it can be done that is better, right? Like, it's an extremely innovative game, or at least you would hope so. Although, you know, games like Cyberpunk coming out, it kind of seems like it's not, like, it seems like other developers aren't really paying attention to what it did, you know? But, like, it just does things in a different way, and it was refreshing in that way, you know? But, yeah, but should all the Zelda games now be Breath of the Wild? Like, absolutely not. They gotta keep doing different things. Like, if all Zelda was just Breath of the Wild from now on, that would be very un-Nintendo-like, you know? And I don't think that would be the case. I mean, I know that they're doing an expansion, or they're coming out with like a kind of like a Majora's Mask kind of take, right? Like, aren't they coming out with like a new one that uses like the same concept with the same world or something? Or is it gonna be new? I don't know. I forget what that is. So that, I mean, but like after that, they need to go in a different direction, you know? That's what I think. Lack of direction. Yeah, well, see, I mean, like, Ramen, like, that's what I like. What I like about Breath of the Wild is, personally, I found that it's like one of the only open world games where I personally, you can just kind of just go wherever you want, and the game will be interesting, you know, is how I felt. I guess you didn't feel the same way. Not everybody feels the same way, but that's how it was for me. And usually open world games, you can't do that. Like, if you just wander around randomly in 95% of open world games, it's gonna be boring. You kind of have to, like, that's why they have those waypoints, right? But, like, Breath of the Wild didn't, it kind of, like, downplayed, it still had the towers, so you could still find stuff that was, like, important in the immediate vicinity, but you still had to explore. I mean, exploration was, like, you could just wander, and you could find stuff, and that was really cool. Riding the same horse on a different track. You met ever since N64? Yeah, do you think so? I don't really agree with that. I think that they're like one of the few companies that like still tries different things, you know? I mean, they keep using the same IPs over and over again, but they do it in the right way, whereas they're using those IPs to like try different game concepts. Whereas with like a lot of Western companies, usually they do the same kinds of games with different IPs, right? I think that Western companies do it backwards. Like, Western companies will come up with new IPs, like, which is essentially like a coat of paint. They'll come up with a new coat of paint for the same game, but they'll just keep releasing the same games over and over, right? Maybe with like one or two different things, but it's basically the same. Whereas like Nintendo, they'll like do different games. They'll like try out different things, different mechanics, different concepts, and like different structures. But they'll sell it with the same IP, and like that's the way to do it, I think. Although, I don't know, I guess you could say that like with Zelda games, some of the Zelda games are maybe lack some creativity, I don't know. Same basic design. What? I mean, you can't say that about Wind Waker, though. I don't think you can say that about Wind Waker at all. At least, maybe Twilight Princess. But even Twilight Princess has got some interesting, different things going on. But it is similar. It is very similar to Link to the Past. Skyward Sword. I haven't played Skyward Sword. I can't. I get the impression you might be right about that one. With Skyward Sword, it seemed like they were more, and also sort of Twilight Princess. The innovation there was like kind of just the sword slashing with the Wii mode, and that ended up not kind of panning out as much, you know? Some basic guidance to start. Very strongly wanting you to go east and go to the water dungeon first. Yeah. once you play through that, you felt comfortable in the world, so guidance is no longer necessary. Well, like, I mean, it does kind of give you guys, because Breath of the Wild, you start out in that small little plateau, and you have to, like, explore there, and that's sort of like the tutorial area. So, I mean, it does guide you how to play. I mean, the initial area you start in is, like, kind of gated off and guided. Even that area, though, you can kind of, there's different parts you can do in any order. But then, like, when you, like, jump off that little plateau, and you, like, just jump into this giant world, and then you can, like, go wherever you want. There's still some, it sort of, like, nudges you in the direction of going to, like, that initial village. That, like, where you get, like, some story stuff. I think where you meet, what's her name? Is that where you meet Impa? I think it kind of nudges you in that direction, and that's what I ended up doing, but I think you could go to, and you could kind of go off in a multitude of directions and you can do some of those initial villages in, like, any order, though. I feel like it would work. I think they nudge you a little bit. Just enough. Yeah, Zelda 1. And I felt like they really succeeded with that. Like, it did kind of create that Zelda 1 feeling for me. Like, it was successful in that. Like, just Zelda 1 on a bigger scale. I really like that about it. Zelda 1 does number the dungeons, that's true. And Zelda 1's world is a much smaller scale. So it's an open game, but it's a smaller scale, and you can technically, I think you can sort of do the dungeons out of order a little bit. You might, I'm not sure to what extent you can sequence break, but the game does make it a bit hard to sequence break. Like, you kind of have, the order of the items generally wants you to do them in a certain order. Also, the easier dungeons to find are usually the earlier ones in Zelda 1. Yeah. Well, I don't know. It seemed to work for a lot of people, Ramune. It worked for me, is all I can say. Got lost and scared, and it worked as design. Yeah, I like a game where you can get lost. Yeah, I don't know if I would say... I wouldn't quite... That's the problem. I mean, that's kind of one of the minor problems. Like, for me, I guess my complaints about Breath of the Wild are a little bit different. But although I could get lost, and I could have fun exploring and find lots of cool stuff, I never felt scared. Because... unfortunately, Breath of the Wild is just a little too easy and a little too forgiving. I wanted to be more... I mean, I guess I'm just a Dark Souls head, and I want everything to be Dark Souls, but I wanted to be a little bit more Dark Souls. That's what I love about Dark Souls, is it has that feeling of exploration, but you do feel... every time you go into, like, a new area, you feel a little bit of that, like, fear. Maybe not even so much fear, but you have to... you have to pay attention. You have to, like, keep your eye out, because there's you never know what the new area is going to do to mess with you, or what the enemies are going to do, you know? Whereas in Breath of the Wild, you kind of don't quite get that, really. It's just too... without the punishing nature, without the... if it's forgiving, you don't really get the fear. But you can... but even without that, it's still really fun to explore. I mean, it would have added to the game for me, but it was still really fun anyway. I guess I don't always need every game to have that, you know? Getting lost feels bad if it doesn't feel productive. Right. Oh, yeah, exactly. That's what I would say. I think that's it. And it's because Breath of the Wild is so well designed. It usually... you can get lost, and usually it can end up feeling productive. Maybe not always, but a lot more often than you would think, because it's just so... the map is so dense, and there's so much variety, that it's usually pretty rewarding just to wander around and find stuff. Yeah, maybe you got unlucky, Ramune, because your experience is just different from mine. Maybe you got unlucky, because we're, like, talking a different language here. Hey, Jen, what do you think?
What do I think?
Yeah, what do you think about Breath of the Wild on this Nintendo Switch? What?
I liked what I played.
How much of it did you play?
Huh?
How much of it did you play?
Not very much.
You should play more.
Probably.
How was the movie?
It was great.
Demolition Man was great?
Yeah.
Cool, I got it.
I've never seen it before, but I liked
Oh, I wanna rewatch that one too. Hey, Colic, how's it going? That's what you mean by lost and scared? Okay, I get you. Well, yeah. I mean, I wanted to be a little bit more scared, but I guess every game doesn't need to be Dark Souls, and you know, Breath of the Wild is good for what it is. It's ruined Final Fantasy for you, when Tiles removed 13. Yeah, well, I mean, I don't agree with that because I think that there was a way to do it where it could have been refreshing. I don't like there's no such thing as like a thing that games need to have. Difference always good, and there's a way to make that work. Like there's a way to have an RPG where you're on, the idea was supposed to be that you're on the run. And there was a way to make that work. They just did not pull it off. You know? I still like that game. I still think it's a good game. But I get why you complain about that. But I think there's a way to do that that works. They just didn't pull it off. Found Bread was good, found a village. Okay. Did Jen remember to... Hey Jen, did you remember the 3 seashells? She laughed.
Oh my god.
Skills was asking if you remembered the 3 seashells. That fucking movie! Hey Jen, are you looking forward to the future where we sing jingles? I feel like do you guys remember Demolition Man? It was like a future movie. One of the things about the future was that the music of the future will just be advertisement jingles. I feel like that future could still come to pass. I feel like that's still in our future. Etrian Odyssey, you know exactly where the town is, but can you survive long to get back? Yeah, but that's like more of like a classic dungeon crawler thing. But that's what I like about Diablo 1. Lawnmower Man? No, not that one. But I want to rewatch Lawnmower Man 2. As well. There's not a Lawnmower Man 2. I want to rewatch Lawnmower Man as well because I was watching some video of the CG cutscenes and it looks awesome. I mean, it looks like the CG in that game, or I mean, not the game. Well, there's a Lawnmower Man game. I want to play that too. But the movie, it's so surreal that it actually ends up being scary, like disturbing, and I like that. I don't know if I need to watch that again. Lawnmower Man. I hope it didn't go down for me. Let me see. I mean, I'm not dropping any frames. I don't think so. Hopefully that's just you. No offense. Lawnmower Man is amazing CGI better than Avatar. I agree. I prefer the CGI in Lawnmower Man to Avatar. I'll go on record. Hey Jen, what do you like better? Lawnmower Man or James Cameron's Avatar? Jen, we gotta watch it sometime. Hey, that could be a good one for your movie party. Get your friends to watch Lawnmower Man. I bet they'd be all down for that. I don't know if I saw the RLM about Demolition Man. I might have missed that one. I'll have to watch that. I'll have to watch the movie. I gotta rewatch that movie and then watch the RLM. The Red Letter Media, for those of you not in the know. Ramene's Twitch is fine. Ramene's Twitch is fine. As long as Ramene's Twitch is fine. That's all I care about. Suburban Sasquatch. Yeah. Yeah, we still have to... I still want to do that watch party. Yeah, the only problem with watch parties is that I always want to... There's so many video games to play. I feel like I don't have time. But we should do that. We gotta watch that movie. We gotta watch Suburban Sasquatch. Oh, this is a good song. What was this from again? Superman on the Genesis. This is a good song. Ooh, Kung Pao. I know about that one. That movie's like super silly, martial arts parody. Yeah, you know, I don't think I've ever actually seen that entire movie. I need to watch that too. We should both watch that. That'll be a good one. Great movie. I bet I would like it. I mean, I remember liking what I saw of it. Yeah. I may have only just seen clips of it. The Never-Ending Story. Yeah, I rewatched that not too long ago. That movie's still good. I don't care if it's a kid's movie. Still very entertaining. Still holds up. Great music. Great music. Yeah. But I already rewatched that. I gotta rewatch all the movies of my childhood. See, the other one I need to rewatch, which I rewatched Explorers recently. That movie's still really good, except for, you know, it gets a little bit weird towards the end, but still good. One that I need to rewatch that I haven't seen probably in 25 years is Flight of the Navigator. We had the alien spaceship that talked like Pee Wee Herman. That I need to rewatch. I haven't seen that in a long. I gotta see if that holds up. You just watched Big? I haven't seen that in a long time. I would like to rewatch Big. Tom Hanks. I bet that's good. I bet it holds up. You know, Never-Ending Story was popular in Japan. I did not know that, but it doesn't super surprise me. It just seems like the kind of movie that would go over well in Japan because it's like really creative visually. It's got great music. Japan has got good taste. Explorers is fun. Yeah, I mean, Japan likes all the best stuff. They like, I mean, for the time, well, especially for those times, like, you know, they were hugely influenced by, like, Aliens and Giger, Twin Peaks and David Lynch. They seem to love David Lynch. They loved Star Wars. They apparently loved, like, making movies based off of, like, Rambo making games based off of Rambo. Contra, of course, is just like Rambo meets Aliens. So many. What else? Terminator. I mean, all the movies that were big here were big in Japan, but they also loved stuff like David Lynch. They've got good taste. Do I know Peter Rabbit? The cartoon? Peter Rabbit. No. I mean, I've heard of it, but I guess I don't. I don't know what it is, really. Really? Look up the kid from Flight of the Navigator. He has not a good life. I think he's in prison. Oh. Well, yeah, I mean, there are a few celebrities. Well, I mean, there's a lot of celebrities who've had problems over the years. I mean, just look at what's his name, Willie from Alf. We even have an emote, or no, we don't have. I mean, you guys have seen the picture. I don't want an emote based on that, but just look at Willie from Alf. You know, that's what Hollywood does to people, man. That's what fame does to people. It messes them up. Look at me. Look at Flipsider. Remember when Flipsider used to be great? When he used to be like such a big, popular streamer? Now look at him. He's doing drugs. He's sniffing glue. He's out in the streets. Living just under a bridge. Yeah, this poor Flipsider. Sitting here drawing? I know. And he's gonna... While he's doing cocaine? That's not cool. Uh-oh, when my streaming career hits a wall, I might turn to drugs and robbery. At the same time, maybe even. And that's not going to be a good idea. So, I don't approve of my future lifestyle. Let me just say. I know. That's right, he did die. That's right. Oh man, it's sad. Poor Willie. Hey, John. Jen. Hey, Jen, you remember Alf? Do you remember Willie from Alf, the dad? Okay, never mind then. Well, anyway, he died. Just wanted to let you know that fact. I hope you don't feel too bad about it. But Alf is still with us. Want to know facts? He did. True. Yeah, poor Billy. Well, these things happen. You wish that like every celebrity from your childhood youth could be doing great, you know, and all still alive and doing great. But life happens. What can you do? Hey, want to hear a fact? Yeah, I am a joy to have at parties. I'll have you know, Ramane, thank you very much. Joy. I'm a joy to have a party. That's what people say. They say that flip. Well, they don't say that because it's not my real name. They say that guy, he's a joy to have at parties. I know, right? This is what they say. Want to hear a fact? Flip is a joy to have at parties. That's a fact. Also, sometimes he gets tired after drawing on stream for a while. Like now. Oh, it's Nier. I mean, we were talking about Nier before. Remember Nier? Remember Nier? That's another game I got to stream. Alright. Let's go back over this again. Games I need to stream. Greetings, person I never met. Yeah, I just like at a party. Like, hey, how's it going, man? Hey, it's like pull someone aside. Hey, man, I need to tell you something. I know I never met you before, but can I tell you something? Let me tell you about a game called Booby Kids. This is something you need to know for your life. So this is a game called Booby Kids, and it's not what you think. The booby stands for booby traps. And so there are these kids. Well, they might not actually be kids. They might just be like super deformed adults. But they go around and they set booby traps in the form of pits. And then the enemies, they fall into the pits. And that's how you defeat the enemies, by digging pits and making them fall in. And then you gotta go around and collect, was it fruit? I don't remember. I think you had to collect something. Maybe it was fruit. I don't quite recall. But you could also set off bombs. You could set off a variety of booby traps. And it was called Booby Kids. And it was a game about booby traps for kids. And that was really important back in the 80s. It was, the 80s. Yeah, it was late 80s. Very important. Did you know that? Now you know. And it's a beautiful game. A true masterpiece, true classic. So, I know, Skittles. I know, I gotta do that. Submit my world. Dude, I mean, is it even a world record? It's like didn't I take like 5 hours to beat the game? Isn't there like, if you take like a certain amount of time, don't they like laugh at you for submitting it though? Like, yeah, this world record, you took like, this is just like a regular playthrough, idiot. Alright, Ramane, I'll miss you. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good night with the good sleep. You're welcome. You're welcome for watching with the comics. But be careful, don't bounce though, because you might break something. Be careful with the bouncing. You gotta be careful. Am I drawing a love scene? No, it's not. No. It's nothing like that. I can see why you might think that. No! No, they're just talking. There's no love in my comic, only hate. It's filled with hate. Comic about hate. I'm thinking about changing the name to Hate Side. Just so that people can like better know what it's about. You know, truth in advertising and all that. This is a good song. I need to play Nier. Alright, so what do I need to play? I'm gonna play... I gotta play Snatcher. I'm gonna play that. I'm gonna play Deadly Premonition 2. I'm gonna play Seiken Densetsu 3. Kingdom Hearts 3. Those are all the games I'm gonna play soon. I gotta play Dragon Quest 11 for Skittles, because he demands it. And we have to make Skittles happy. I'm gonna play Dragon Quest 11. What else am I gonna play? What else do I want to play? Did anything else come out this year that I care about? Let me think. Like, I don't care about... I don't need to play Cyberpunk. I don't care. What else do I care about? Like, this year... It's almost kind of a good thing, but like this year, like almost nothing came out that I care about. It's kind of good. Yeah, Dragon Quest 11. Hey Franco, the reason why it sounds Nier is because it's Nier. It's the first Nier, which I need to play and finish on stream. That's one. Although, I mean, yeah, that would probably be after all the games I just mentioned, though. So all that I want to do all that. There's all those games. Also. I want to do Amiga games. I've been talking about it for a while. I want to do an Amiga special. Devola. What's Devola? I don't know what that is. Is that an indie game or something? I want to do Amiga games. I want to do like a week of Amiga games. I want to do like, or maybe 2 weeks. Amiga special. I want to do that. I want to... The idea of going through my Steam folder and just playing like all the Steam games that have been building up, that seems like a good idea, but probably won't do that for a little while. What else? Sound like the desert area? I don't know. I think you're in some kind of like factory location or building. I don't remember. A list of your backlog. All right. So what is it? Well, so I'm just mainly thinking about, it's not necessarily just backlog because it's also games that I want to play, like Snatcher, Amiga games, and unless you count every single past game as my backlog, which it kind of is. But what is your backlog? Do you count all games from the past as your backlog? Can games on the NES count as your backlog? They kind of count for me. My goal is to play every game, you know, that I want to play, which is like every NES and Famicom game, many games on Genesis, TurboGrafx 16 that I need to play, Sega Master System games, old DOS games, Amiga games, C64 games. Weird systems. I need to play some like 3DO games, CDI games, Jaguar games, certain games on Steam, maybe certain indie games, maybe. A list is a good idea. I probably need a list so I can have to. But the problem is there's so many that. There's just so many. I mean, it's not like I'll never run out of games to play. I'll never run out. So it's not like, it's one of those good problems, kind of. But I'm more thinking about in terms of like what I want to stream soon. Like, you know, like I've been saying, I want to cut down on Fliptendo a little bit. I'm probably gonna only do 100 games next year. We're gonna do like from 600 to 700, just so that I have we're still gonna do Fliptendo games. We're not gonna give up on Fliptendo, but we'll slow it down a little bit so that I have more time to play other games because there's so many I want to get to. But we need a bit more variety. And also, yeah, we're starting to get caught up with Dr. Sparkle. That's bad. Played all the ones that you own and you're not going to buy a Switch or any old games. It's being composed of PS2 to PS4. Okay, well that's fine. Yeah, I mean, my list. Oh, my list would also include. There's many games on PS1 I need to play. I want to do more PS1 specials. There's many games on PS2 I want to try or play. There's probably less games on PS3 and substantially less on PS4 that I need to play, but there's still maybe a few. There's definitely some PS3 games I want to play. PS4, I feel like that has the least amount, but if I really look into it, I'm sure there's a bunch that I might want to try. PS2 would have the most. For the trophies? Oh, okay. Yeah, no, not me. I make a habit of ignoring trophies. I make it a rule to ignore. I have my notifications turned off, and I just don't even look at them. No, I just want to play them and complete them for my own feeling, for my own self. But yeah, to say that I played it, yeah, that's the reason that I want to play them. To say that I played them, to say that I've beaten them, to make a list, to have opinions, to rate them, to be able to talk about them. All that stuff. Those are all reasons. A Plague's Tale? Okay. I don't know what is a Plague's Tale? Ooh. Didn't? Oh, you can't see. Oh man, I need to move this down. You couldn't see what I was thinking just now. Pay more attention to that. I just inked all this, by the way. So you know. I just have this panel and then this one, and then I'll be done. So I guess we'll probably, what time is it? It's almost midnight. We'll probably just wrap up the stream after I'm done with these, because I'm getting tired. So another 15 minutes probably. You enjoy it while you can. You play as a teenager's sister, and you're being hunted by an Inquisition who wants your brother. Is the game with all of the rats? Okay. Well, what kind of game is it, and what system is it on? What system is it on? Teenage sister, and you're being hunted by an Inquisition who wants your brother. Is that like it sounds like an indie game. Sounds like it would be an indie game for some reason. It's PS4. Oh. I've not heard of that. Yeah, there's probably a lot of PS4 games I don't really pay super high attention to them. They played Brothers? No. I'm aware of that game. I don't think I would like that game from looking at it. Could be wrong, but I get the feeling I probably wouldn't care for it. But is that I think that might be like multiplayer? Is that the multiplayer one? Or is that just it's one player but you have two characters or something? I don't remember. I may have seen it. I've seen bits of it. Stealthy with some puzzle elements? You like Brothers? Okay. Yeah, I see. Took many cues from Brothers? Oh, well, that doesn't sound good for me. But I don't know. I tend to not be too into that kind of game. But it depends on... See, really, I think I could be. It really depends on the presentation. Like, I feel like for that kind of game, which is like super highly narrative-based, presentation is kind of everything. And the ones that are like American-made, like those, or what I assume it's like American-developed, I never liked the presentation. So I assume I wouldn't like it. You're one player controlling... Right, you're one player controlling two people. There was another one that was sort of like that, but it was actually two-player, I think. Pretty good music. Alright, well, I tend to... I would probably have different tastes. I doubt that I would feel the same way. But maybe it's like the one American-developed game that's not Cuphead that I actually like the music for. More puzzle narrative. French. Yeah, French. I haven't really liked too much that they've done lately either. In terms of like music, I don't feel too good about them as well. I mean, I I haven't really... The last French game that I think I liked was Out of This World, or Flashback, or those Chahi. Those games are French, right? Those are the last ones that I liked. We tried... Oh, we did play, that one PS2 game, that for the horror game, what was it called again? That's also like a 2-player thing. Obscure. You know you love... Yeah! I didn't hate that game. I liked some things about it, but one thing I didn't like about it was the music. The music was terrible. I thought the music for that game was terrible. So that, I mean, there's... Yeah, I don't know. French games and music. I like the music. I kind of like the music in Out of This World. It's not amazing, though. Is there a French game where I really like the music? I don't know. Delphine? Such rapid decline? Yeah, it's too bad. I wish they were still around, because I like their stuff. But yeah, I don't know. What are some other, like, big, popular French games? I don't know if there's any that I like. Like, modern? Probably not, because they're probably too similar to, like, other games in the West. Probably don't like those. But I don't know. I guess I'd be willing to try some more. I do like Another World. I still enjoy that game. I think that game's cool. I like games like that, the so-called cinematic platformers. I like that whole thing. Like those, like games like that, generally. Remember Me? Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. I mean, I remember seeing that. I wonder if I would think so. I don't know. Don't Nod? Shaq Fu. Well, Shaq Fu is not that terrible. Like, artistically, it's not... Presentation-wise, it's not bad. I think the music is not bad in that game. And the art is, like, not bad. The animation is actually pretty good. It's just that the controls are pretty not good. But there's worse. There's definitely worse fighting games than Shaq Fu. Yeah, I don't know. I've got a feeling from... I've seen very little, but I don't think that I would like that. Just a hunch. Just a hunch. I mean... Pretty much... If it's not... I don't know, modern games... It's not like Asian developed. It's like a 99.97 chance it will not like it. That's the exact probability. I wish there... I don't know. You used to be more into... What about that... Let me ask a question. There's one game I like super hate. I know I hate. It's that time travel game. What is that one called? I think that might be French. I feel like that's French. The one with the time traveling girl, and it's recent, and it's like it was a big thing. I always forget. Yeah, that one. I actually like. I thought that I might like that because it reminded me a little bit of the one point-and-click adventure game I really like, The Longest Journey. But I hated it. I hated it. Well, I mean, to be fair, I haven't actually like played it, but like I've watched a good amount of footage. And I hate the presentation, I hate the characters, I hate the story, I hate the writing. I hate everything, I hate all the things about it that you would need to like. So I don't really need to play it to know that I indeed hate the game. Ubisoft is a very good run. They made Assassin's Creed. Oh yeah, I hate those games too. I'm pretty positive that I hate those games. And then every game was Assassin's Creed, which is bad for me because I don't like Assassin's Creed. That is bad. Yeah, there's that. Yeah, so I just don't like modern French games. I like Eric Chahi. I probably like some more retro French games, probably. But the modern ones, no. They made the very good Prince of Persia. Which one? Which very good Prince of Persia? Well, you mean, oh, we're probably talking about Sands of Time. Yeah, that one, I don't know. I've never played that. I wonder if I would like that. I don't know. Oh, I love this song. This is a really good night song. Night Drawing. From Soul Hackers. It's a really good game. It was very good. I should probably try that. That's a game where it could really go either way. Like, maybe I'd like it, maybe I'd hate it. I remember, the thing that I know about it is that it was one of the first games to, like, be very, very non-punishing, right? Because it would just let you rewind. Whenever you die, you just rewind and, like, not die. And that sounds like a feature that I would hate. It would make me hate the game, but I don't know. I guess I should try it. I do love the original Prince of Persias. Those aren't French, are they? I don't think so. Prince of Persia 1 and 2 on DOS. I love those. And I love Tomb Raider, which is essentially 3D. It's just trying to be 3D Prince of Persia like the old ones. And I've never tried Prince of Persia 3D. I never really tried any of the other Prince of Persias. I never tried any of the 3D ones. I've only played the 2D ones. I loved those back in the old days. Yeah, I should try. I mean, yeah. I should just try the one that everybody likes, Sands of Time. I should. Is that on? I forget what's this. Is that on PS2? Can I? If it's on PS2, I could play that pretty easily. Yeah. Oh, Rayman. Yeah, I love the first Rayman. It's like yeah, and that's an Ubisoft game that I love. So that's really weird to think about, but yeah. I used to love French developers when they were making stuff like Rayman. I got to try the newer Raymans. I wonder what I would think of them. Just from looking at them, I don't think I like the art and music as much, but I should try them, I guess. Yeah. On PS2 and PS3? Okay, so I could probably play that pretty easily. If it's on PS2. Play the PS2 version. Yeah. So it's just like, I think that this is basically the case for not only the French developers, but like any Western developer pretty much. I mean, by that I mean like non-Asian, non-Japanese. Primarily. I don't know. I'm also like interested in like Korean and Taiwanese games too, but I don't think I've played really any of them. So pretty much Japanese games. But like putting them aside, like Western developers, I think I hate all their games after the PS2 era. The PS2 era seems to be the cutoff. Or that's where things started to go bad for me. Maybe even the PS1 era. PS1 era, I like everything. Everything is great with PS1 era. Maybe it's the PS2 era where things started to change. I don't know, because I haven't played that many. I pretty much with the PS2 just played like the big games. I haven't really explored the system as much as I did with the PS1 back in the day. I need to play more PS2 games. PS3 for sure. I was done with Western games, Western developed games. I just lost. Everything stopped being interesting. And all the stuff I tried, I just started to hate. Kingdom on Fire was the first Korean series you somewhat respected. Kingdom on Fire? What is Kingdom on Fire? You played a lot of Lineage? Yeah, Lineage is a game that I always wanted to try. That's the MMO. I wonder if I would like that. I don't know. I feel like I probably wouldn't love it, though. Valkyrie Chronicles? No, but I want to play Valkyria Chronicles, yeah. Well, that's just Japanese, though. But I feel like I would probably like that. That looked good. But no, I haven't. I need to. I own it. I own it on PS3. That's another thing that we have to do, is we have to have like a PS3 special one of these days and like play through my backlog of PS3 games. That'll take a while. But I have some that I really want to get to. Like that, and like Resonance of Fate, and what are some of the other ones I have? El Shaddai. I really want to play El Shaddai. Owned that for a long time. The Yakuza games on PS3. What else? I don't know. I think there's a couple others. Ashura's Wrath. I want to play Ashura's Wrath. That seems like a cool game. I don't know. Well, I know it's like super like QTE heavy, but still it seems cool. love-hate with the PlayStation 1. You love PlayStation open the floodgates and let's make what we wanted. We need another era of this. I agree. On the other hand, I think of an emerging tech era, they were still figuring stuff out, and there's a lot of sloppiness and jank. I agree with that, except I like that, because I like sloppy and jank games. I don't know, I guess I've discovered it recently, but too much polish really kills my interest in the game. I want some, there needs to be slum. I'd rather have too much sloppiness and jank than too much polish, I think. Because at least then it's interesting. Whereas like a game that's too polished in a way is just inevitably boring, homogenized, uninteresting, you know? Unless it's... I mean, polished games can obviously be interesting. Because I like Breath of the Wild a lot. But, yeah, just as a general rule, I'm not a big fan of polish. I think I'm realizing that recently. At least not too... I mean, some polish is good, but not too much polish. So I like that a lot of that stuff was sloppiness and jank. It makes the games better, more interesting, for me. Your favorite turn-based game? Oh, turn-based? What? Oh, Valkyria Chronicles? Oh, that's interesting. I guess for me it would be Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne. Think the PSX as the same way you think of Atari. Yeah. Yeah, although, well, oh, that's another thing that I want to do that I didn't mention. An Atari special. We could probably do it in a day or two, but that was something that we talked about before, and I would love to just do like a day of playing Atari games. Atari 2600 was my first system, and I still really enjoy some of those games. That would be fun. How many people are calling for streaming Atari games? Actually, Mike Matei, you guys know Mike Matei, I'm sure some of you do. He just did an Atari stream recently, which I watched part of, and it was pretty fun. But yeah, those games, it's true. You don't see a lot of people streaming Atari games. And you don't see a lot of people streaming old arcade games as well, but like there's a little niche for that, though. Some people do. Well, I would start out just doing only 2600 because that's what I owned. I never owned. I did own a 7800, but I didn't own as many. I only owned a few games for it. But yeah, I think ideally I'd want to give each of those systems like its own special. 5200 was the one I never owned, and it's the one that I've tried the least of. So it would be cool to try a bunch of those games. And I have played a couple of Atari 2600 games on stream. Like I beat Haunted House for one of the October streams. I think it was last year that I did Haunted House. That was pretty fun. Oh, dude, we're like done. You like Mike? I like Mike too. I mean, I'm not necessarily like a super fan. I mainly, and I've only kind of started watching his streams recently, but I really like the one where he did like every single NES game for obvious reasons. You can figure out why. Yeah, his streams are pretty fun sometimes. I watch him once in a while. Ninja Golf. I don't think I've ever played Ninja Golf. I would play that. Adventure. Yeah, Adventure. Did I beat Adventure on stream? We might have done like a little mini Atari stream where we played a couple of games, I think. I'll have to go back and play it again. I have a million dudes on me. Guys, remember when I had a million dudes on me on stream? Those were good times, you know? The memories. Alright. Oh, I still have this open. Okay, let's go through this list real quick. Brian Folks. Oh, shoot, that's my name. Well, I can say my name. I mean, it's on my website. Purchase history. Sometimes I just read things without thinking, like Skittles' address. But I mean, yeah. Yes, my name is Brian. It's my real name, but this is a stupid name. Flip's a better name. Thanks, Jen! I like your name, too. But people on the stream know your real name. They don't have some kind of, like, nickname for you, like Savage Sparrow. Yeah, we're back to the Steam list now, Asian Waste. I forgot about it. Alright, so here's the games I purchased this year. There's 2. Among Us and Bloodstained Curse of the Moon. And I don't remember, but I think that might have been a gift from you, Asian. Am I correct? Because I don't remember. Maybe I bought. Yeah, I might have bought. Maybe it was on sale, so I bought it. Yeah, I guess I did buy that. Oh, maybe this doesn't list gifts then. Because I don't think I see your gift here. You gave me gifts this year, but I don't see them on here. Was that a gift from you? Oberdin, right. And that's not on here, so it does not show. Okay, that's good. It's only showing the stuff that I bought with my own money. So I bought 2 games this year. Last year, I bought back in 1995. That's 1. Katamari. Oh no, that's it. That's a gift. Let me skip. I'm not going to count the gifts. Monster Hunter World. That's 2. Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. That's 3. And that's it. So 2019, I bought 3 games. This year, I bought 2 games. Last year, I bought 3 games. Okay. 2018, I bought Mega Man. Oh, no, that was a gift. Sorry. Rayman Legends. That's 1. Yes, I do own Rayman Legends. I should play it sometime. Doom. I think that's the 2016 one. Like, I was planning to give it a try at one point. That's 2 games. I got one of those, what do they call that? The indie packages? Yeah, same here, Francophone. I only bought 2 games this year. This has been an unexciting year for me. Last year was a really good year, but primarily console. I don't think there's no such thing as like an exciting year for Steam games for me. Like, that doesn't exist. I thought games of Steam, they were mostly 80s, 90s games. Yeah, it's a Humble Bundle, yeah. I got a Humble Bundle of Root Double, Rayman Origins, Freedom Planet, and Layers of Fear. I think that, and we played Layers of Fear for the horror stream. I probably bought it for that reason. I ended up not liking that game at all. I'll count that as 1. That's 3, because that's 1 purchase. Night Cry, that's 4, which I played on stream. I actually liked that game. Icy, that's 5. Oh, no, sorry, this is 2017. Wait. Oh, dude. Wait, 2018. What did I buy in 2018? Nothing. Okay, sorry, let me just correct that. 2018, I bought nothing. Nothing. No games in Steam in 2018. So 2020, I bought 2 games off Steam. 2019, I bought 3. 2018, nothing. 2017, I bought Rayman Legends, Doom, the Humble Bundle, Night Cry, Icy, that's 5. Cuphead, that's 6. Tales of Zestria, that's 7. Downwell, that's 8. That was for a request, I remember. Another Humble Bundle with a bunch of... No, wait. These are all separate purchases, I guess. This must have been like a Steam sale. Oh man, I bought a lot of stuff in 2017. Half-Life, Half-Life 2, Double Dragon Neon, Double Dragon 4, Valda Story, Mighty Switch Force, Princess Maker 1 and 2, Alan Wake. That's 17 games. Wow. So I bought 17 games in 2017. That was a big year for Steam for me. But it seems like a lot of it was from like one Steam sale. Icy is Chinese. Yeah, that looked interesting. I never got a chance to try it. Yeah, Downwell I actually played. That was a Brigand request, and I actually played and finished that. Yeah, I splurged. All those games cost $40, by the way. So that must have been like a big sale. That's probably why I did it. All right, so 2016, I bought Mighty Number 9, Azure Striker Gunvolt, that's 2, Legend of Grimrock, that's 3, Dark Souls DLC, I won't count that because that's DLC. Undertale, that's 4. I only finally played Undertale this year, but I bought it back in 2016. 1001 Spikes, I still haven't played that. Mercenary King, still haven't played that. Alien Isolation, I finally played that last year. Very disappointed. Franbo, System Shock 2, Crypt of the Necrodancer, Yomawari, that's 11. Resident Evil Deluxe Origins Bundle. That's 12. Strider. Resident Evil 6. Bionic Commando Rearmed. That's 15. Dungeons and Dragons HD. Umihara Kawase Shun. Wow, I bought a lot of stuff in 2016. Odalis. Dude, like over 20. Oh my god, man. There's like... I'm losing count here. I think I bought like 30 games. Legend of Heroes, Trails in the Sky, Dark Souls 3, Umihara Kawase, Ushihime-sama, Shantae and the Pirate's Curse, Legend of Korra, Had a Full Boyfriend, Death Smiles. I bought like 30 games in 2016. Wow. You're currently playing Control. It's not bad. Why is that? Is that made by the people who made Alan Wake? I hated Alan Wake, by the way, in the words of Roger Ebert. Man, did I hate that game. Did you like that game? I'm sorry to offend you if you did. But if they made Control, I probably don't want to play that game. Probably don't want to. But I'm glad that you like it. Kinda. You sound like you kinda like it. Alright, I finished this page. This page is done. We did 2 pages. That's good. That's good artwork progress. Yeah, I'm just looking at the lists. Dreamfall chapters in 2015. I still haven't played that. It's been 5 years. Yeah, 2015 I bought like 5 or 6 games. 2014 I bought like 3 games, and that's the extent of the history. So I've done most of my purchasing in those 2 years. But the last 3 years I've bought a total of 5 games. 5 games in the last 3 years, not counting gifts. So there was a time when there was a bunch of stuff I was interested in, but it seems like I pretty much bought it all. Like a lot of that stuff was like older games as well. You can get on Steam. And I pretty much just don't buy anything off Steam anymore, pretty much. There is a couple things. I still need to get the second Bloodstained game, Curse of the Moon. I need to get that. There might be a couple other things I might want to get. I don't know. I don't really look into it that much. I don't pay attention to Steam games, so... In the words of Roger Ebert. Did I... Good quote. You missing a hated, though. I'm pretty sure I said hated 4 times, Skittles. So... Yeah, that's based off of the really famous Roger Ebert review that starts off with... I think it's off of the movie North. And it starts... I hated North. Hated the... There's a really... That's a what's his name? Famous director guy. But he had a Comedy Central roast, and one of the people just read the Roger Ebert review of his movie, and that was the roast that he did. Yeah, he wasn't in the video. That was kind of his like a blind spot for Ebert. There you go. Thank you, Skittles. You fixed it. All right. Yeah, so anyway, that's my Steam history. I'm glad that I could read that to you guys so you could, like, know my history. Yeah, but despite the fact that I had barely bought anything in the last 3 years, there is still, like, a bunch of games that I want to get to in my Steam library that we should get to at some point. And, I don't know, maybe I should look in to see if there's, like, any recent indie... Oh, I want to try some of the Dark Souls likes that have come out, like the Jedi Souls game, what is that one? That one that came out, Mortal Shell, even though that looks bad, and the Surge, even the ones that look bad, I want to play them anyway, just so I can have a more, I don't know, just for fun. I think it would be fun. I don't even have to necessarily beat them, but I want to mess around with some of those Dark Souls likes. I want to play more of them, even the bad looking ones. Like, I don't know, some people like the Mortal Shell one, but to me that looks really bad. I don't know. But, yeah, I want to try some of those. I should see Mortal Shell. Should I? Looks really good. I have seen it. I mean, well, the style, it looks... of all the ones that I've seen, it's the one that looks the most like Dark Souls in terms of... The style is good, but the level design is really bad. It's like really boring. The boss design is really boring and terrible. The music style, the music is bad. The presentation is boring. The attack animations look fantastic. Yeah, I think the attack animations did look really good.
but it's not enough though. The level design is just too poor. From what I've seen, and I've watched a bunch of it, and the game, there's just like, it's just entirely filled with boring. Like, there's no interesting areas in the game at all, from what I've seen, but... And, like, every boss is the same boss? I don't know. But it also looks really short, so maybe we could play through it, like, real fast. I don't know, I kind of want to try it. I want to see what it is like. And I just, you know, I feel like we probably wouldn't have to spend more than, like, 1 or 2 streams on it, so why not, you know? And I kind of want to, I don't know, if I could find the time, I want to play some of those Souls-likes. Oh, I do want to play Code Vein. Code Vein looked kind of middle of the road. Like, some things about it look bad, some things about it look great, but it looks good enough to where I feel like I could get some enjoyment out of it. So that one I want to play. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of games I want to play. There's a lot. But we'll have to just do them one at a time. The next stream will probably be more Famicom games. We're gonna finish Akira, which I still, by the way, I still have it going there. Who just? Did you just order something, Jen? Somebody rang the doorbell.
I ordered a pizza because I wanted fucking pizza.
Jen, don't order a pizza this late. That's not good. It's not good for you.
But it's delicious.
Alright, Jen. I got Akira still going. Plate night pizza. So I saw Akira there, so we're gonna get back to Akira. Oh no, you made Mr. Leo jealous. Look what you've done, Mr.
Oh man.
Miss Jennifer.
It's cool.
Okay. Alright.
I love you, Miss.
Don't eat the whole
Leo.
thing, alright?
What?
Don't eat the whole thing, you're gonna make yourself sick.
I'll be fine.
Don't eat the whole thing. She gets, that's true, she does. That has been proven. Skittles says that when you want a pizza, you get a pizza.
Yeah. Skittles
Thanks.
is the best.
Skittles, she said, I don't know if you heard, but she said you're the best. Thanks for watching, guys. I should get going now. It is after midnight. We did some art. It was good. Let's see who's streaming. Let's see what's going on. Got some choices. Okay, let's go to Sharpie tonight. I mean, he's so close to the end of his thing. If you guys don't know, Sharpie's doing his own Genesis Mania type project. It's not called Genesis Mania, it's called Genesis Console. It's called Sega Crusade. He's doing not only all the Genesis games, like all Sega games, but he's really close to the end of the Genesis game, so it's pretty exciting. So I recommend you go there. That's what I'm gonna host. Thanks for watching, and we'll play again. Maybe tomorrow, but probably soon. We'll do more Akira and more Famicom games. Yeah, that's exactly Mr. Leo. Thanks for watching, guys, and have a good night. Later.